She don't want me to be the things that I like to be. She don't want me to sleep. She don't like to see me happy. But one of these days I'm gonna wake up in my own damn bed. And one of these days I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna wake up dead. Check it out.
Check it out.
Nice.
Yes, sir. All right. What's up, everybody? This is Austin, back at you with another episode of the Book of Austin, Life of Detours podcast. I'm sitting here with one of the badassest people I know, Mr. Paul Bull over here. Say what's up to the people, Paul.
What's up, people? How are you?
People? Yeah. So, Paul, I do want to give you a little bit of a rundown. I told you a little bit before we started, but so to kind of put everybody back in the zone here, because I feel like I've just been doing like the Granny's Garage podcast, and like a couple of like little fuck off podcasts, basically. But it all over the last couple of weeks has just been like all politics popping in there and popping in there.
I wonder why.
I'm so over it, dude. Like the last one I did, I literally named it like, "Can we stop talking about politics?"
Amen.
'Cause, dude, I'm so done with it. But then everybody just keeps wanting to talk about it. So I wanted to get back and do an actual Detours episode. And so what that is, 5 years ago, it's coming up on about 5 years ago, I wrote my book. And so I sat down with my closest friends and family, and I did these interviews. And so we'd pick a point, and we'd just tell the stories of like all these little like detours that we'd gone through that led us to be like where we are as friends or family or whatever.
Absolutely. And
kind of picking an end point on there as well. And so I took that idea once I had the baby and stuff, and I couldn't sit down and write for 8 hours at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Why.
Yeah. So I was like, I can sit down and like everybody has a story just like that, and so I can just talk to you and like just kind of follow like the details of your life, all these little detours that you've gone through that kind of led you to be sitting in this garage right now having a beer with me.
Very cool.
Sir.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy. And we were saying right before we started, this is the first time I ever had a beer with you.
I know.
Yeah.
We just realized that.
It's always across the bar the other way, and it's always a pleasure to see you, though.
You're always charging me, too.
Yeah,
It's terrible. I hate it.
Yeah, I got to do.
I know you do.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I realize.
Yeah, but I make it fun, don't I?
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. Especially so. One thing I do like about you, first off, you're gonna have you a couple ultras, you know, but then you're gonna have that. What is it you say? Surprise me, or just give me a shot. That's what you say.
Yeah. Just pour me something. Let's see if I can guess it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go. That last one was the Howler Head. You've taken the jalapeno tequila. You've done just about. I'm starting to run out of ideas at this point. Honestly.
No, I don't think you are, but it's fun. It keeps things light.
Oh yeah.
We just do one. We just have a little fun. It's good, clean. I enjoy it. And the last one, I actually took a picture of the bottle, sent it to a buddy of mine. He's already hunting it down to try to find one. Yeah,
that Howler Head's not bad, but it's kind of like Fireball for me. Like it gets so thick.
Yeah,
yeah. You can't have too many of those, unfortunately. But I do have a couple of questions. So just to kind of get everything started, like I was saying, like we're just going to kind of talk about like what's been going on. And you are, can you say that you're a 2-time world champion?
Well, absolutely.
Adjacent? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I
yeah.
can.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that, like how you were involved.
So it's all recent history, but through a lot of past relationships, I about 2 years ago, some coworkers of mine hollered at me and said they're moving the NFL Alumni Academy to Dallas from Canton, Ohio.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and so it's associated with the NFL Alumni Academy. They've got the shield and everything.
Yeah.
And what they did in Canton is, I don't know if anybody really knows this, it wasn't well advertised, but they would keep linemen, some running backs, and they'd keep those kind of players with coaches on campus there in Canton. And if a player got hurt, usually they'll pull them up from the practice squads, right?
Yeah, okay.
But they'd have to backfill practice squads. So during the season, a lot of the guys that got cut on last cut, the 54 guys, right, number 54, they'd bring them in there and keep them in shape, keep them going, so they could backfill the practice squads.
Interesting.
And so that's what the NFL Alumni Academy was. So they were moving that to Dallas at Choctaw Stadium or Arlington, and they my guys that were working that knew that I lived in the area, and they're like, "Hey, are you interested?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!"
You mean I get to do football again?
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's go. So I started that, and that led to right down the hall, right down the tunnel at Choctaw, was where the XFL was cranking back up after COVID in 2020, where it stopped. They're getting back going, and the rocks all over it and all that stuff. And so I got to know the guy that was running that and the people that were running it operationally.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not going to coach in that league, but but they're like going, "Hey, are you interested?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I ended up on the Renegades staff.
Yeah.
And we thought we were going to be we were terrible for a half a year. And then we made an incredible run after making some key trades at the end. Got Lewis in as quarterback. Mm-hmm. We ended up winning the whole thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
dude.
and it was surreal.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I had kids with me. I was going down to San Antonio. We win it all, and I'm like, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Well, the guy who was the security guy for us, that was Bob Stoops and everything, he's the MLB security guy for Texas Rangers, for the ballpark, you know. And so he was our guy. I got to know him. We'd work out together on the road and everything. And so I'm sitting there right after, a couple weeks after we'd won the championship. It's a long season.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 playoff game, bye week, everything. So I'm 61.
Yeah.
So it's a long ass season. And so we got it. We clinched it. We partied hard. Mm-hmm. And I'm literally at the pool at the apartment complex, drinking cold beer, grilling burgers. And I get a phone call, and I answer it. I don't know why. And it was just head of security. Yeah, head of security for the Rangers going, "I hear you're looking for a job." I'm like, "Nope, I am not looking for a job." He goes, "Well," and I'm not going to say his name, but he said that you just finished with the Renegades, and you're looking for something to do in the off season. I'm like, okay.
This is while you're still celebrating the
win
I'm
over
here. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't care if I ever get paid again, dude.
I'm peaked right now, right?
Yeah.
So so next thing I know, I'm over there, and I said two things. Does it pay good? And they said no. I'm like, well, okay. Yeah. And they said there's drug testing, and I'm like, what are you testing for? Like everybody else says,
there
right?
You go, yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I'm good.
Study,
yeah, I can handle this. Mm-hmm. And so next thing I know, like the middle of June, I guess, I start working for the Rangers, and boom, here we go, World Championship.
Yeah.
And actually, when we clinched, I was working at home. The home game, they had a big viewer watch party at the home, and I'm on the field doing security. And as soon as we clinched, there's like 10 people bailing out over the fence on the field. And now my old ass is running around chasing 20-year-old drunks.
Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yes,
it was.
Dude.
I'm like going, and my son. The beauty of it was my son is in the stands, videoing me.
Yeah,
tossing a guy over the bullpen wall. We arrest him. They
ass back out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then my son texts me. He goes, "Please go to work for the Cowboys," because. Go off the Renegades.
There
we just won. Mm-hmm. Now I'm with the Rangers. We just won. He goes, "Please go help the Cowboys." So
honestly, they could use all the help they can get.
My God.
So,
Oh my God!
Have you thought about it? Do you have any kind of an in? Or?
So I did. There was some guys that were doing equipment for us in the Renegades, and so I was like, going, "What's it like?" And they were equipment managers for the Cowboys. And I don't want that world,
huh, dude?
Yeah, they're brutal. They don't comp them on any kind of ticket deals. They're terrible. The pay is bad. You know, I mean, they
really?
go.
It does seem like the kind of place where it would keep all the money, kind of deal. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're gonna grind you and run you, and they're gonna process people in and out and in and out, and they put it on the resume, and they were with the Cowboys, and they go on. And if I were younger, that might be a path to go.
Yeah, if you needed it.
Yeah, to put a stamp in the book, but I'm good.
You kind of lived through it already, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Renegades, Rangers. I wasn't on the field. I was on the field when they clinched both, but very cool. That's cool.
Dope. Actually, while we're talking about it, I'm going to bring these rings over here.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
Show off a little bit.
Yeah, those were what everybody was after, and it was very cool.
Oh yeah. So, tell me about getting these.
Damn, I tell you, they're both special.
Yeah. God, God, that one's got a sick box and everything.
Yeah,
I
it
like
lights
the
up.
Rangers box well enough, but the whole thing on top and everything.
Yeah.
They got style over there at the XFL, buddy.
Yeah, so the XFL, and it's not funny, but the story behind the XFL one was right after we won, all the rumors started around about, of course, everybody was like going, spring ball, it's not going to work again. How are you going to do it? And, there's so many failure stories out there.
Right, yeah.
But, man, The Rock and that whole organization, Red Cap, everything, they were very adamant about, even Dana, The Rock's ex that was the chairman, so they were very adamant, like, we're going to go again.
Yeah.
And the beauty of that organization was we started the week after the Super Bowl. Our game one was, boom, that next week.
That's nice.
Boom,
when
boom,
everybody wants more football.
Yeah, and it ran and was done right around spring ball started or the training camps, mini camps started for the NFL. Mm-hmm. So it just fit perfect. They had a lot of money behind them, Under Armour. I mean, it was solid. They treated us really, really well.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I have a couple of the shirts. They brought some into Boomer Jackson. They were nice.
I didn't give you a shirt.
I mean, I don't think. No, you didn't.
I didn't.
No,
That's kind of personal shot right there. I'd have said yeah, and then gone afterwards. Hey,
Oh,
yeah.
no. I mean,
kidding.
I did. I got some cool merch.
I got some. I'll hook you up. Don't
Okay,
worry.
bet. Yeah.
But I mean, the XFL was brilliant, but rumors started flying because USFL was out there. They came in about 5 games into ours, and they were very successful. They were Fox. We weren't. We were ESPN, ABC.
Yeah.
Fox
has a stranglehold on a lot of shit, don't they?
And they got a buttload of ass money, dude.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And so all the rumors started flying. So nobody knew what was going to happen after our year was up. And I'm over here with the Rangers having a blast.
Yeah.
And literally, I mean, I was having fun, being a security guard. I didn't know anything about being a security guard other than I was on the other side of it a lot. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, right there. Yeah, right.
absolutely. But it was just a big gray area of what was happening. So finally they did the merger, the very last second, everybody's asking me questions about it. I'm asking other people questions. Bob Stoops doesn't know. Really? Matt McMillan doesn't know, who's been his director of team ops back in Oklahoma. I mean, they've been together forever. And was real good friends with Matt and Bob, great guy. And I'm a UT guy. I'm a Texas guy.
Yeah.
And I really
recognize,
So Bob Stoops is, and I'm like going,
nicest guy. Dude.
Yeah, I hate it that you're a good guy.
Because I want to hate you so
absolutely,
bad.
God, I want to hate you. But they had the merger rumors, and so I think people know what happened with that. It ended up the UFL. But, man, they had a bunch of cutbacks. Fox took over really all the broadcast and financial stuff on that. But any football and football operation stuff stayed with the decision makers from the XFL.
Okay.
So they were all UFL, but Fox was running. That was the broadcast.
So we'll do the money and this stuff.
Yeah.
You guys figure out how the game works.
So when they do the money, they control the budgets. So and before with the USFL, they had less coaches, they had less operations, less equipment people. Boom, boom, boom. But man, they could broadcast a game, and they knew that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, ESPN, ABC did too. We had great broadcasts. Mm-hmm. But I mean, look at the NFL now. Look at their kickoffs.
Yeah.
Guess what we were doing? Mm-hmm. That kickoff, right?
Yeah.
So and the cameras that fly over the field, that was old XFL.
Wow.
So they take a lot of that, as they should. I mean, it's good stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they just came back. There were so many cuts. They came to me, and I was like, you know what? I'm having fun doing the Rangers.
Yeah.
We're coming off the win and all that kind of stuff. And of course, we're going to go back to back.
Oh yeah,
wasn't my fault.
Yeah,
I offered to pitch.
Yeah.
I offered to bat.
They
didn't take me up on any of it.
Oh man, yeah, that was a rough year, dude.
It was frustrating, disappointing, and it was. But it was fun. It was still fun because they partied all through the All-Star game. We had the All-Star game. That was freaking
cool,
crazy.
Dude, that the little carnival stuff that they set up over there, all those events.
Yeah, Choctaw. I mean, they blocked off blocks.
Dude, that place is a complex now.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's insane. I just saw
It's a money making freaking It's
Yeah.
People don't know that Globe Life is an event-driven facility. Heck, I was telling you earlier, this weekend I worked, well, they had Pink on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Friday night was Lincoln Park.
Yep.
And Saturday was
Cody Johnson.
Cody Johnson. I mean, it's like, and then they got corporate events coming up. They got the Christmas thing going on at Choctaw.
Yeah, they're talking about some of these companies like literally renting out the entire
whole
stadium
facility
and like Texas Live at the same time, dude. Like,
yeah,
that is money,
right. Oh, I've
I don't
seen.
even understand.
I've seen 6 food trucks on the field for Southwest Airlines corporate event.
Oh wow, dude.
And it, and they're doing tours with the trophy and all that stuff, and it's amazing. When I took the job as security, I thought it'd be like done.
Yeah.
Afterwards, then they hired me they selected me to guard the trophy for trophy tours.
Oh wow.
They set records during the day. There was like I think 1,100 people one day that paid to come in there, do the tour of the stadium, and come in. We had it in the visitors clubhouse, and they'd come in, they'd come up and get their picture taken, and I'd stand there just to make sure they didn't touch it.
Yeah.
Knock it off the day, whatever. Yeah.
Run away with it.
It was a blast. It was
Yeah,
fun.
dude. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you thought like you were working for the Rangers, but turns out you work for Globe Life over there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
So most of the security there is outsourced, but the key people are TexasRangers.com kind of security people.
Yeah.
And then they'll use like other people like AT&T, the Cowboys use some other company, the Mavericks use other companies, but our internal people that get the key supervisory type roles.
Yeah. So y'all are kinda like-
I'm a Rangers employee. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all are like kind of like
Wait a minute.
management.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be even doing this right now. I'm just kidding.
Oh, get out of here, dude. They're never going to see it. All 100 people that are going to watch this are going to...
Thousands.
Y'all keep your mouths shut.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Get with your people, and we can get this thing going, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Get that fucking trophy in here for a minute. Dude.
Hell yeah.
You got the keys, right?
I can get it.
I actually believe that you would do that shit.
I think I could.
Oh, no, he's got a plan in his head.
Absolutely.
Right now. Oh, no.
It ain't what you know, it's who you know.
There you go.
Right?
So, are you done with sports now, or like, what's your plan?
So I've left it open with the now UFL. They're still trying to figure out. I think. Well, they're not still trying to figure out, but there's obviously going to be changes every year as this thing evolves in popularity, and they're eventually going to look at. Hopefully for them, because I know a lot of people in that organization. And I hope it continues to do as well. The TV numbers were crazy good last season.
Oh, really?
Now, the attendance was down. I know specifically here.
Yeah.
They were down from the first year when we were XFL. But the Fox was just crazy happy with the TV numbers.
Interesting.
And that drives everything.
Oh, yeah. That's more money than the ticket sales right there, dude.
And they've still got The Rock. They've still got the Rock brand Under Armour stuff.
Yeah.
So everything behind the scenes is churning good and looking good.
Yeah.
They've got talent. They've got hey, look, the most valuable player for the Cowboys. Their kicker.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Right?
Oh, my God. Aubrey, is it?
Right.
Yes,
hey,
dude.
their kick returner. The year before, he was the MVP of the USFL.
What's that kid's name? Turpin?
Turpin.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, there is a success story, and the basis of the XFL was under The Rock, because The Rock's history was 54. He was the last guy cut.
Yeah.
Then he went to Canada, tried out, failed, but he was 54, not 53, that makes the squad.
Yeah.
And so that's what his is like. It was built to not compete, but to complement and give guys another chance to be ready to go and get their dreams attained. So I think as long as they maintain that storyline, and if you compete with the NFL, you die.
They're going to try and kill you. Yeah, for sure.
And they can, So
no, that's a juggernaut right there.
Oh my gosh, like none other.
Yeah.
So as long as they continue that path, and I know they will. I've told Matt and the people involved, other equipment managers, and everything. I would absolutely be excited to be considered for the right opportunity.
Okay.
Now, could I go back and but the other half of me is like going, it may not ever be as good as it was that 1 year.
Right. You
1 year out of the chute.
Nailed it, dude. Yeah.
God, I mean, and I got to enjoy it with so many people, like my son and his wife, and some people really special
do you
to
quit
me.
while you're ahead, or
Or I go back and we got going 1-8,
get your ass kicked for fucking 10 years,
and you're
before
hating
anything
life.
else.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
everybody's talking shit about you because you're one of the coaches or something.
right, I don't
his ass. Yeah.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Bob Stoops and Matt and that organization with those people and those coaches and everybody I know,
Oh, yeah.
I would absolutely go to battle with those guys again.
Hell yeah.
It was, and what was so cool about all that stuff was, and I started in like youth league coaching my own son and kids and stuff like that when they were like playing flag football and all the way up through, and then it got more into high school coaching and stuff. But just that camaraderie, you hear guys retire and they say, I miss the locker room, I miss the that kind of stuff. It's legit.
Yeah.
And I was listening on the way over here, and the Cowboy Show was interviewing Hooker, the safety for the Cowboys, and he's like, man, it's the relationships, and this guy's doing it, and us on the outside, we have no idea.
Absolutely not. No.
Everything we've got's perception. We're like project. What do we think? Why do they call that play? Why do they do this?
Yeah.
We have no idea. I've been in the locker rooms. I've seen, and the injuries. How really injured are they? What they do if they are injured? What all they are willing to do?
Yeah.
To risk getting back out there on the field.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's nuts. I mean, it's crazy. What these 20, 19-year-old on the pro level.
Yeah.
And I know, and so it happens in college. I mean, it's happened because college is now pro with the NIL and all that stuff.
That is insane.
Yeah. So those guys are willing to risk their lives.
Oh, yeah.
And
and they're young enough they can kind of bounce back from just about anything.
That's all they've got.
Yeah.
That's all they've been told since youth football and stuff. And
yeah, because what is the percentage that makes it to the NFL out of college?
1%.
What is it that makes it to college? It's
like 1% high school.
Right, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So you can take another 1% UFL over here,
Yeah.
get a little something.
Yeah, so I worked for the, after doing youth, I worked for the All-American Games that does the U.S. Army. At the time, it was called the U.S. Army All-American Game down in San Antonio.
Okay.
It was the best seniors in the country. They'd get them. They'd go down there the first week of January, and it was the game in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome there. And they'd be playing East versus West, and it was studs. I mean, you're talking. Well, Bryce Young was out of there.
Oh, really?
Okay. Tim Tebow, all these kind of the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
And so we'd scout all these guys. And of course, with the Army, they had to have clean backgrounds and do all this stuff, and all this stuff. But during the game, they'd have the little table set up, and they'd have the hat ceremony where they'd pick, I'm going to take my talents to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all that
there
stuff.
You go, dude. Yeah.
And so that's the company I worked for like 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Before I started coaching high school in Dallas here.
Whoa, okay.
But it was that week, and then I ran from the western half, so from Arkansas up to Denver and west was mine. So every weekend I was flying out to go scout talent, look for places to do camps, all that kind of stuff.
Wow,
man, that was some of the best times.
Yeah, dude,
and it was still
awesome.
back. This was 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
but that was get on a sideline in some of the
cool,
school in California.
Who was your what would you say your favorite? I guess trip or like what would you call it, an acquisition? Like,
well, so can't say acquisition,
right?
But I saw some talent.
You didn't do that agent shit where you took him out on the town.
No. We were, and it was kind of crazy. There was some times I'd show up at a practice, and the head coach would stop practice and walk over and go, "Who the heck are you?"
Oh shit!
You see some guy you don't know on the sideline. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm from the team you're playing this week. I was just putting my eye on things. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. But it was like I had to show ID, and usually I had my U.S. Army stuff on and everything, but that didn't matter. They wanted to see, and they were guys that would make phone calls on, It was,
Jeez, dude.
but it was fun.
Yeah.
I got the biggest kick out of some of the stuff, especially when playoffs started out there.
Yeah.
Like I remember being in Seattle one time, be on the sideline, kind of rained a little bit. It was the third round of their playoffs. And it'd probably be the equivalent of like a 4A squad here in Texas.
Okay.
And raining a little bit. Teams were playing. I was watching the team. They didn't really have anybody we were looking at, but they were a team or a school that had hosted a camp that we had done there.
Yeah.
So I was just, paying a visit. And, man, after halftime, cheerleaders left, the band left, parents were leaving, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
And they're like, halftime show's over. We're gone.
Really?
Yeah. And they just left. And I was like, and so one of the camera people is a lady, camera people sitting on the sideline. We'd been talking during the game and everything. And she sits there and looks at me and she goes, so, is it true what they say about Texas and football?
Hell
and
yeah.
I just turned around and looked. I said, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, dude.
I said, this shit don't happen.
All those people
Yeah.
got their asses kicked on the way
Yeah.
out, dude.
Yeah, and plus, we got a stadium. They're playing at like one of our practice fields.
Oh, dude, yeah, they got like
yeah. So I said, yeah, no, it's incredible.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
dude.
when anybody ever questions what's it like,
Yeah. Go look at that fucking, what is it, what's that, was it Rockwall or somebody that just built that new stadium for their high school? Or
Allen.
Somewhere around here, and
Yeah.
it is. I mean, it's on par with like a college team
Oh yeah.
just about, dude.
No,
it's
it's
crazy.
like, you can go to like 3A, 4A squads around here, and they will dominate the best of the best in
absolutely.
probably 75% of the states out there.
That's so crazy.
It's cool. It's cool. You're proud, but you also are disappointed for some of those kids too.
Yeah, man. If they're out there playing, I mean, that's how. Because I grew up playing. I mean, I played football and I played soccer, so I kind of got that. Like, people didn't give a shit about the soccer team, dude. Like the people that did show up, all fucking 20 of them sitting up there in the stands or whatever, would make it like halfway through the game or whatever. And like if it rained or anything, they were out of there.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I got a little bit of, and that sucks, dude.
Yeah, it is bad.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. I moved my son to Dallas Christian, 8th grade. He was in Rowlett in East Dallas. So, but just because I knew we was getting ready to go to high school, and we went and did the visit, and not the visit, but the prep meeting for it and everything. And they go, "This is how many kids are going to be there." And the graduating class for him was going to be like 700 plus kids.
Yeah.
So they got like a varsity, a JV, and I think 2 9th grade football teams
Oh wow.
at Rowlett. And at the time, this was before 6A.
Yeah.
This is 5. And Cade was short, really, really good.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Probably
but
tough
he
as
was,
hell.
but just short.
Yeah.
Quick, everything. So,
Yeah. If you don't stand this tall, they're not.
yeah, they don't even look at you.
Yeah.
Right. So a buddy of mine had been getting us to go to D.C. for a couple of years. And so we went and watched the football game.
Yeah.
In 8th grade, I think. And he was like, and a couple of his buddies were there, and he's like, yeah, it's cool. So then he did the shadow for the school,
Yeah.
and he came walking out after going to the classes and all day long with them, and he goes, I want to go here.
There you go, dude.
And I'm like, dude, you know how expensive this shit is. I said, you better get a football scholarship.
Yeah, you better take care of that.
You better get college paid for, buddy, because
That's what
I'm fixing to pay for college right here.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. Some of those schools, man.
Oh, dude, it was $1,500 a month.
Oh, God.
Well, man, senior, it gets more and more expensive.
Yeah, right.
But it was, yeah.
Shit, I mean, if he becomes a starter, they should just, they should write that one off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they hired their dad as a coach, so that was a good thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There you go, dude.
Absolutely. That helped every little bit.
Yeah. All right, so at this point, I think we need to go ahead and start taking it back. So
All right.
Right around that time, and I think we needed to figure out where you came from, kind of deal. What made Paul Bull out here?
Oh, shit.
So, Paul, are you a Texas guy?
Born in Conroe, Montgomery County, just north of Houston.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of out there, huh?
Yeah, well, it is. It isn't now, but it used to be. Now, if you're driving down 45, 75 south, after you get past Huntsville, then when you start hitting traffic,
Yeah.
that's about Conroe.
Okay.
And then you got
that's
the
it.
woodlands and everything. But yeah, it's
So you're
like
the
part
first
of
bit of like civilization.
It's like
kinda that
hitting
way.
it's like hitting Denton, I guess.
Okay.
You're headed from Oklahoma.
I see it right
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
So, yeah, I was born there a long-ass time ago. But never went to school here. I got 2 older sisters. And when I was like 3, I guess my dad got transferred his company.
Yeah.
And he got transferred to New York City. He was with Sperry Marine. And so he got transferred.
Wait, what? Sperry Marine, was it?
Sperry Marine. So they did a lot of stuff with the government.
Okay.
So like guidance systems for like
Missiles and shit?
well, no, like for ships, for like ships.
Okay, yeah.
So like for tankers, for like
Marine,
submarines.
like okay, yeah.
So and my dad ran the engineering group for those guys. So they transferred him to New York.
Dad's got a brain in him, huh?
My dad's a sharp son of a bitch. He got it all.
Yeah.
And he kept it.
He didn't
He shared
leave
none of that. When they swam down, he said, "Nah, I'm keeping that. But I'm gonna help you out the other way."
Mama at that point, yeah.
Yeah. But he was he is. Dad's a special guy, but he did a lot, and he was a lifer with those guys.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he did really, really well. And he was always up in D.C. doing stuff. If a new like aircraft carrier went out, my dad went out with it.
Yeah.
To make sure everything was working, and he was having dinner on the captain's table, all that kind of stuff.
That was probably during the time, like, I mean, what would that be, like?
That was
so
in
they're
the
like 60s to like the
70s,
2000s,
early
yeah?
70s,
Yeah.
late 60s, early 70s, yeah.
So he got through, like, all that stuff, like, whenever they first started
Yeah.
building those
So,
kinds of
so
ships.
my dad was in Iran when the Ayatollah got overthrown. And this is like, I was a kid. I was in high school.
Yeah.
I don't even think I was in high school. And
This was kind of the beginning of that shit.
yeah,
over there.
way before, long ago, before President Carter screwed up the rescue mission and everything.
Yeah.
It was right before that. And so I remember getting the local paper. And I remember walking up. I didn't get the paper. And my mom got it. And there was a picture on the local paper in Charlottesville, Virginia, that showed the hotel that my dad was staying in. And it was like tanks running in front of it and everything. And my mom still hadn't heard anything. Of course, back then there wasn't.
So he's in Iran when this
He was in
happening?
Iran when they got it. He was on the second to last plane to get out of there, and it was a bunch of stewardesses. At the time, they were stewardesses,
Yeah.
and stuff. And he remembers when they got in air and they made the announcement that we have left airspace of Iran, whatever.
Yeah.
They broke out the booze,
Oh,
and everybody was
yeah,
it was like
we're alive.
It was a boo. He goes, yeah. So he's talked to me
Everybody's
recently.
smoking and fucking
Oh,
drinking, dude.
Absolutely, yeah. Wheels were off, literally.
Yes.
So, but that was so. Went to New York. I think we did like 3 months in New York,
Yeah.
and my dad just knew that this wasn't happening. So they had a
Totally
branch
different life over there, dude.
in Charlottesville, Virginia, which is still close to D.C. So we moved there, and that's where I grew up, was Charlottesville. Yeah,
Okay.
and went to college there. But every summer, my grandparents lived in Livingston, Lake Livingston, just north of Houston. So every summer, man, I was coming down here and spend the summer here.
There you go.
So I always kept my foot in Texas.
Yeah.
And I'd come back,
your
and everybody made fun of my y'all and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
That's like whenever I go home to Arkansas, I come back talking like a bumpkin, dude.
Do you
It's
really?
bad. Yeah, because I get around my sister, who's she's in there, buddy. Like,
Oh, deep.
Yeah, like her. Oh man, her husband's from Akron, Arkansas. Like that's that shit, dude.
Right.
So you go out there, you hang out in the woods with them for a weekend, and then you come back talking all that shit.
You've lost everything. It's all seeped out. Yeah. That's funny.
And I'm ready for it, man. I'd rather talk like that, honestly. What, I want to talk clear and concise? Screw
That's
that,
stupid.
dude. This is way more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no judgment.
Yeah,
No
there you
judgment.
go.
Just roll.
So when did so I mean, sports has kind of been your life, like going forward, like after, like when did that start? Was that a young thing?
Yeah, so I was never I shouldn't say it. So youth sports, I played everything like most people do, right?
Yeah.
Up there.
Try your hand.
But I mean, there was times I was like killing it in baseball, and it came summer, I'm like, I got to go, and I'd come
Oh,
back
man.
to Texas and hang out with my grandparents, and all that stuff.
There you go.
So played high school football, 9th grade, liked it. My family grew up, though. I had 2 older sisters.
Right.
Right? And my oldest sister, Paula, 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 I was an accident. So Paula was the athlete.
Oh, really?
Actually, my middle sister, Carrie, she was an athlete too. Paula applied her athleticism.
Okay.
So Paula went to college. Actually, she played back before you were able to. She played on the men's golf team at our high school.
Oh, wow.
Because there wasn't a girls' golf team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was like third in the state as a girl.
Shit, dude, yeah.
So she got a full ride at Lamar University. Mm-hmm. That's how she ended up back down here.
Yeah.
And she played softball, basketball, and golf.
Yeah.
And she won the Babe Dietrichson Zaharias Award for the best female athlete at the school.
Shit.
She was badass.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, she was that athlete. Yeah, I actually caddied for her. She tried one time to go get her LPGA card.
Whoa.
Yeah, and she blames the fact that she didn't qualify on me, or she had a shitty caddy.
Oh, for real?
And
She's just talking shit.
Yeah, I know, but I was a shitty caddy. Yeah, I spent more time like looking at the girls trying out. I'm like,
dude,
going,
those golf girls are hot as hell.
What
dude.
am I doing with carrying this bag?
How much older is she?
6 years. So I was like right in that sweet,
God, dude. I mean, she's what, 20? You're around a bunch of like 20, 22-year-old girls. Like,
dude.
Oh, that's over with, dude.
I was no help at all.
They wear those little skirts when they play and shit.
Yeah, it was nice.
Done.
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
I need a minute. Sorry, sis.
I love it.
Yeah.
So were your parents, were they athletes?
Yeah. So my dad was a baseball player. Didn't play in college. My dad went to the Air Force. But my mom was like basketball and cheerleading and everything. And like I said, so we grew up really kind of a golfing family. We had a membership at the country club, and not like a fancy club or anything, but at a golf course. Yeah, a membership at a golf course. And so I was always being drug out to go play golf.
Yeah.
You know? So ninth grade, and I played. Like I said, my sister was badass. She was good. And so we go out, ninth grade football. We had a brand new coach. He was our ninth grade. We went undefeated. I think we lost one game because somebody dropped a kickoff. Didn't try to recover. Anyway, we're like 9-1 and it's freshman.
Oh shit.
And then he became the lacrosse coach for the first time at Albemarle, which I went to school, and he was like the first time we had that organization there, and he was the lacrosse coach. Uh-huh. And so, come spring, I'm like, I'm good. I'm just going to hang out, chill and see what the girls are up to.
Yeah, of course.
And he made an edict. He goes, if you're not doing track, soccer, or baseball, you're coming to go play lacrosse.
There you go.
So I said, okay, I'll come try it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, way too much running without being able to knock the crap out of somebody.
Don't you get to knock people out?
Yeah, but not like in football.
Okay,
you can bang and elbow and stuff and shove.
Yeah,
but way too much. It's like soccer running.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, screw this. Where's the golf team?
Yeah.
Dude. And so that's how I went in golf. So I ended up doing well in golf and ended up going to college playing golf.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, you do not look like a golfer. That's
I didn't.
Crazy.
No, I didn't get big.
The biggest.
That didn't happen until I became a dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was kind of wondering about that.
No, I didn't start putting on, I didn't hit the gym until I was probably, Brittany and Cody were almost in high school. They're 36. So 20.
What, like 15 years ago?
Yeah, about 20 years ago.
That's
and I went from nothing. I don't remember the movie where the guy sits there and he falls in love with the high school friend, and he starts lifting weights in the drive. Kevin Spacey, and he's in the garage now lifting weights because he's got a crush on his.
What movie is that?
You remember that though, right?
I know of it.
It was right about about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I made a joke, and me and my wife just bought a couple sets of dumbbells.
Yeah.
Had it on the back patio out by the pool, and Brittany had a guy come over to pick her up, to go out on a date.
Yeah.
And so I said, all right, I'm gonna set a tone.
There you go.
So I go out there and I'm like lifting these, and I'm nothing at the time, and I'm like lifting weights. I come walking in, I'm like,
hell yeah, feeling yourself.
Yeah.
You got a little pump going on.
Absolutely. And then stuff just got out of control after that. But,
oh yeah.
But yeah, then that's when I got serious. Other than that, man, I was nothing.
What did you weigh like before that? Because I mean, you're probably what, 230?
About 240 right now.
Okay. Yeah.
240.
Solid, by the way.
Yeah, well, I could be better, but
pounds in
it's
there.
I mean, I'm 61.
Yeah.
But I was probably about $180.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. So you're about my size, dude?
Yeah, I was not big at all.
Yeah.
And it was not all naturally grown when I started doing it and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, I went from doing nothing to curling 80s and benching 565 and I went nuts, dude.
Whoa, dude.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's right when football started hitting and I was work and it just fit.
Yeah.
It was it went from if I'm going to be in this football world with these former pro football athletes and all this.
So that's what I was wondering because I know because I mean you're a big guy, but those people are fucking huge.
They're nuts, dude.
It's a different world. Like you walk up and you're the smallest dude in the room, probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
I'd walk up and I'm not even like a man in the room, dude. Like
the most I don't know, it's crazy. It was when I started working for the US Army, the All-American games, they would we do camps. Whenever the high school football season was over, we'd travel around the country in Canada and Europe doing camps for 6th grade through high school.
okay.
And we'd have, anywhere from 150 to 300 kids in a camp. And they're paying $500 for Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh wow.
Right?
And this is what
But they're getting, and it wasn't never a come on in, get an autograph, you're great, you're going to be good kind of thing. It was based off of a mini camp in the NFL.
Okay.
And we had guys from like Sam Weish to Sean Salisbury to, name the football, Highsmith.
Yeah.
Alonzo Highsmith is the baddest individual. I would put him up against Tyson.
Oh, yeah?
I saw him break one of those games one night. We were out, and the ones where you hit the bag, it tells you how hard you hit. He broke it.
Oh, shit.
He broke it. That's a bad man. Alonzo Highsmith, don't mess with him ever.
Dude.
So I was out with these guys and that I knew growing up watching them play football, and now they've been coaching and all that stuff. So they wouldn't just hire players.
Yeah.
They had to have some coaching background.
Yeah.
And so I was mesmerized. I'd be like, and I had the Amex card because I was running the camp.
Oh, there you go.
So
dude.
Saturday night we'd have a dinner with the people locally that would do everything, organize all the volunteers and everything like that, and then we'd go out.
Yeah.
And so I'm out there with Ricky Hundley. Remember him from the Broncos?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a maniac. I think he's coaching SMU now.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say.
He was
I
with
heard
Memphis,
something
but
about
I think
him.
he's now with SMU. Ricky's a dude. Anyway. So I ended up making friends, but at first I was like, I'd go down to the bar or go down, in the hotel, and these guys be all together, and I'd be like over to, I'd be like,
yeah, you're the money guy sitting off to the side.
But you find out these are just guys.
Yeah.
They're just dudes. They're got
dudes
wives.
that-
They got ex-wives. They got kids with problems. They've got issues.
They're the guys that could hang out in the locker room for however many years and not get their ass kicked all the time.
Absolutely
Weird.
Yeah, I made some really good friends that I'm still good friends with today that have won multiple Super Bowls.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, I walked through with one guy, Dave Diaz-Infante. Nobody may even know him. He's got 2 Super Bowl rings with Denver.
Really?
And he was a lineman.
Yeah.
And solid guy.
Yeah.
Great guy. I wish he was my brother. And I had him because he's from Cal, played out in California, college, and high school and college. And so I was looking for another place to hold a football camp bigger out there.
Yeah.
And so I said, after we did the camp that weekend, I said, can you hang a couple days? Absolutely. Well, what do you need? So we hung up, and so we go tour a couple of different facilities, and I take him with me.
Yeah.
Why not?
Hell yeah.
So we're walking through, and this one guy that I knew,
it's not gonna hurt.
this guy had like a man crush on Dave, right?
Yeah.
And so Dave's walking through, and I'm like just kicking back, letting them do their thing. He didn't need me, and so, but I'm just witnessing all this. So we're walking through the facility, and I'm like looking, going, will it work? Where are the classrooms? What's the flow of the camp? All this stuff.
Yeah,
and
you're
Dave's
doing all the little logistics.
yeah, and
money
Dave's just
shit,
working it. And so the guy goes, so you got 2 rings? He goes, yeah. And he reaches in his pocket and he hands him one of those, right?
Oh, wow.
And the guy goes, yeah. He goes, man, man, that's pretty nice. He goes, I'll just keep this one. And Dave doesn't miss a beat. Dave just looks at me and goes, that's okay. I got another one.
What?
Yeah, I mean, the guy didn't keep it.
Of
but
course,
Dave was
right.
like,
Yeah.
so he'd probably heard it 100 times.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he's like,
you're not getting away with that ring.
And by the way,
off.
Dave would
That's-
squash you like a bug.
He will break that finger off with the ring and take it away.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
It was fun. It was fun.
Oh, man.
Those were fun times, great relationships.
Yeah. Wait, so how do you go from golf scholarship back here going through? So what was your major? What'd you do?
Just BA business. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
This-
right on. Yeah. And so what'd you do like coming out of college?
Oh, man, back in the day, I was like a IT guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I moved right after I graduated. My sister was here in Dallas teaching that went to Lamar. Okay. So I came here after I graduated from Virginia, came here, and a friend of hers found me a job at an IT company. This is before Dell.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So, man, I was really just IT and that kind of work.
Yeah.
Technical side. Then I moved to sales side
What kind of work does that even entail? Like what? Because like that's
so,
technology that's completely lost to me,
so
I would imagine.
we would resell. We were a reseller.
Okay.
So we would grab a box with an IBM PC, unbox it, put a monitor on it, load the software.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then pack it back up, put a serial number on it or whatever, and send it to a company.
That's back whenever like the in-home computer was like.
Well, yeah, and these were all business stuff.
Oh, okay.
They weren't even in the home yet. This was
wow.
Yeah, this was IBM System 36s, and they were going from tape machines to you had a 10 meg hard drive that was like that big, right? You had a floppy disk that was a 360. I mean, yeah. I mean,
That's
at the time
insane.
it was still more technology than you had that was when we landed on the moon.
Yes, yeah, by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, now you could go to Mars and back on
light
that.
thing on fire.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But that's what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was nothing that I had learned in college, but it was a job somebody got me, and I was making money, and I was in the big city of Dallas from Charlottesville, Virginia, and I was
like, going to the office.
First strip joint I ever been to. I was like going, oh my god,
yeah, dude.
oh my god, I love America. Texas is awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
No wonder Grandma lived here for so damn long.
God dang right. Yeah, my grandfather, you are the man. So,
dude, so actually, I do like to ask this question. It's like, I mean, I wouldn't take you as like a crazy party or anything like that. Like I've seen you at the bar, and I mean, you drink,
Yeah.
like you have a good time. But like, was that something that started early? Like, were you like a partier in college? Was it like?
absolutely.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. In
Golf
college.
team get down, dude?
Huh?
Does the golf team get down?
You have no idea.
No, dude.
Absolutely.
'Cause, I mean, half of them probably got daddy's money too, huh?
Shit. What's that old? I saw a deal on there, and it was a replay from a movie. John Goodman's making this sentence, and he's like going, T, you've got fuck you money. You ain't got money.
Yeah, what is that with Mark Wahlberg?
I think it is Wahlberg.
Yes,
where he's like
yeah.
going, sorry. He goes, yeah. You got fuck you money. Trump, fuck you money.
Fuck you
right?
money. Yeah,
I don't have fuck you money.
Yeah.
I think I do sometimes,
Right, yes,
which is my
we
mistake.
act as though we do, yes, yeah.
Absolutely,
If
yeah.
my card gets pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like I handed you mine the other night. I'm like, which one did I hand him?
Oh, no.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I do that, yeah.
Yeah. But it's so college was just insane,
Yeah.
because we're on a ride. This is 79, 80, right? So things are a little different.
This is Hulk Hogan. This is fucking, yeah.
My roommates one of them was a basketball player in Virginia, which was a big deal.
Yeah.
Ralph Sampson. 7'4" black guy, played against Patrick Ewing.
Holy shit.
Won NBA championships with the Rockets back in the day when
That might be a little
between
bit,
Michael
yeah.
Jordan's. He won them, retired with the baseball, then came back. Houston won.
Really?
And that's
yeah.
when I was there. Anyway, so
You had a 7'4" roommate in college?
not my roommate.
Oh, okay.
I spilt a beer on his knee one night at TJ's.
Was it over your head when you did it?
No, it was kind of about shoulder high. But remember, I was like $180 then.
Yeah.
And like 5'10". So,
Oh, my good God.
but yeah, it was. I mean, Virginia campus is crazy,
Yeah.
right? And I wasn't there all the time, but when there, but they would give you a stipend as an athlete,
Okay.
right? So you got like $20 a day and for golf, you got like that money when you were participating in a tournament. And usually it was like 2-3 day tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
You'd travel, go Wake Forest, go down Clemson, ACC kind of stuff, right?
And they're pretty often, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. It was every weekend. We were doing something.
There you go. Okay.
But it turned out they would give you that every day.
Oh, wow.
So as soon as you got your deal, I was getting money every week.
Yeah.
Right? And stuff back then.
I mean, a beer is fucking 50 cents.
Dude, they had nickel
right?
beer nights at TJ's all the time. So it's like
$20, you're dead, dude.
Yeah, it was like nuts.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was stupid because they give you the money, and then they'd also give you coupons to go eat at all the different
Nice. Yeah, 'cause
places
they're
on
connected,
campus, the
yeah.
cafeterias. Mm-hmm. So it was they just gave us way too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
with very little
I
guidance.
think they're taking care of you. They're
If I
giving
showed
you a
up for the
rope.
golf tournament, they were lucky.
Yeah.
I get rumors spread one time that I was like going, screw it, because there was some kind of fun event happening on campus that I was like, oh, I'm going to that.
Yeah.
The heck with golf, I'm not.
Oh, shit.
And I was like number 2 golfer,
Yeah.
right? So I was like going, oh, I really want to go to this party, probably because this girl was good, whatever reason.
course, some shit
Not
like
a lot
that.
of thought behind it. And it got back to the coach, to where the coach came and contacted me and goes, physically, face to face, going, "You're coming today, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes, of course
Yes,
I
I
am."
am now,
Who
yeah.
told you I wasn't?
Right.
How did
There you go.
How did you
Came
get
up and
that?
pulled your card, dude. Yeah. You thought you had that fuck you money
Right,
back in college.
Exactly. I did not.
You thought $20
I
a
did.
day was
I needed
fuck
to be
you
the
money.
number 1 golfer,
There you go.
but then I
Yeah.
would have been it. Nah, even then I wouldn't have.
No, then it would have been even worse. That's like that Blue Mountain State shit where he's like being the backup quarterback is the best position in football.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All the pussy without the responsibility.
That's what Cooper Rush was thinking
Yes,
until
dude.
yesterday, right?
Oh my God, dude. That was pretty rough.
Yeah, he didn't have the defense he had a couple years ago.
Yes, dude. Oh,
Absolutely.
Man. When are they going to give old boy a shot? What's his name?
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, yeah.
They kind of gave him a little bit of shot the other day.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough.
No, I mean, weren't they already down? Fuck
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
They were
that's
down.
Not good. That's not good enough. You want him to come in there and be Superman?
They need somebody.
That's real shit, though.
Yeah. There's a guy texts me, one of the guys I work with, I guess, and I'm like, dude, they got no discipline, they got no running game, and they can't stop the running game.
Yeah.
I said,
They're literally in a ran over.
yeah,
Dude.
you're not going to beat Alabama.
Yeah.
And Alabama is like, number 12 now in the country. They're not even the best in the world anymore.
Yeah,
so
dude. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of college teams that would pull their card, dude.
I think so.
Oh, man. Actually, I was going to ask you because you're a Texas guy. You're talking about Stoops over at Oklahoma. So I've been a Cowboys fan my whole life, because my dad was.
Right.
And so I feel like...
Oh, me too, yeah.
Yeah, well, the NFL's in such a different place now that I feel like now it's kind of like my time to pick. So I've picked my spot. I'm going Tampa Bay. I'm going Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, not a bad pick.
I was wondering if you had some old shit from him being from Oklahoma,
No, not at all. Because Baker, I like Baker's, like, they asked Baker, after when Texas beat Oklahoma this year,
yeah,
and they went out there and they had his jersey and they plowed
was
it in,
rough,
like
dude.
that.
Yeah.
And did you see they asked him the next day or a couple of days after, they asked him in his interview,
I can't remember what he said. It was
yeah, he
really
goes,
good, though.
well, that tells me I've been in their head for 6 years, whatever, and I've been in their head space, so I'm good with that. It's
That's
like
the fucking boy, dude.
Yeah, and it wasn't the immature flashing back, whatever. It was just boom, move on.
That's what I'm
And
talking about.
that's maturity.
Yeah.
Now if they'd asked him that the year after he graduated, his
yeah.
response may have been totally different.
Oh, yeah, he would've
and
talked a
expected
bunch
to
of
be.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But now he's been to 3 or 4 teams, has failed.
Yeah.
Right.
Failed under failing regimes as well. So it's
Absolutely,
like,
yeah. And that's the way that the league is like, where would Tom Brady be if he had not been if he'd have gone to Cleveland instead of New England? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because who was it got hurt that gave him the shot at the time, and he just had to.
It was
step up.
the same guy who got hurt here in Dallas when Romo took over.
Oh, fuck.
God, I'm drawing a blank.
Did you watch that roast of Tom Brady?
Yeah,
That
it's
shit
pretty
was
funny.
so funny. Dude, oh my God.
The best line was the girl that goes, about
Gronk?
Bitcoin. Even Gronk goes, that's not real money.
Oh my God, dude, yes. All right, so on that note, I do have to pee really bad.
Me too.
So, yes, let's take a break real quick. We'll come back, and we'll talk a little bit more we'll get back into your story at this
All
point.
right.
Yeah, all right. Bye, guys. All right, and we're back in, guys.
Yep.
So we just went and had a little pee break. He met the lady, Kristen. Showed
Awesome.
off the rings and stuff. Talked a little bit about family and whatnot.
It was fun.
Yeah, and I think that's actually where we were kind of heading towards on this podcast. Well, because so we're heading out of. I think one of the last things that we talked about was like where you ended up after college. So you went and you were doing your IT stuff, and then
Yep.
I'm still like there's still that bridge to you now. You know, I'm trying to figure out.
What happened? Mm-hmm. Yeah, hell, I don't know, dude.
Well, because it sounds like obviously, and from the sounds of it, like you were talking about like. You know, like being like playing golf all through high school and then going to college and stuff like that. And whenever you say that, it kind of puts a certain idea in your head, you know, of like, I don't know, almost like a hoity-toity kind of thing.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
Whenever you think of golfers, you know, but then you're talking about the $20 a night where you go out and you fuck shit up kind of deal, you know.
Right.
And so that kind of humanizes it a little
Yeah, how do those, what happens next?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Well, I think I grew up when I got to Dallas, because until then, I mean, I'd been in East Texas in the summer with my grandparents, but still I wasn't, I mean, that was just kid fun stuff.
Yeah.
And growing up in Virginia, going to school there and everything, that's nothing like being in DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth. I mean, that's like...
I mean, what's the biggest city in Virginia?
Richmond, probably.
What is it? A million people, maybe?
I don't even know.
Probably not even that.
But it's probably like Fort Worth.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe. Probably bigger, but I mean, but Richmond was 90 miles from us, and as high school, we never went. I mean, it was no involvement at all.
Yeah.
Only time we traveled was for sports. We went
Richmond
to
would beat your ass, probably.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hell, most everybody beat our ass, but yeah. But we go to DC a lot, like everybody did for like field trips and stuff. You know, I mean,
Right.
there's a whole lot of history in that area. You got all the Civil War, you got Revolutionary War, so there was always something to go see and do.
See, that's something I've never experienced.
Oh man,
I haven't done anything.
Oh
On these
dude,
trips. I've never
it was
been
magical when we first moved there. When my dad got transferred back from. I tell you, we went to New York, and we like 3 months there or whatever. And he's like, we got it. So we ended up in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
Charlottesville's like in the dead center.
Oh, really?
And you know, you got Thomas Jefferson, Monticello. You got all sorts of history right there.
Yeah.
But then it's not 30 minutes, 45 minutes to go to see Civil War, go to see a Revolutionary War. You can go, you know, hell, you could literally go to D.C. and spend 2 weeks and still miss stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much history with the Smithsonian and everything that's up there.
Was Virginia the original colony?
It was one of the 13 original colonies. Yeah. So
I can't remember. There was the one they let. It might have been Boston. Or no, that can't be right.
I don't know, dude. I've had a beer.
Wherever Plymouth Rock is. I
Yeah.
guess,
So Plymouth Rock, is that's up north. That's
Yeah.
up in But it was so much to do. I came to Dallas, and
I'm so glad that you held on to that because I had lost it.
you'd lost it.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a stallion.
You're
so
a storyteller, brother.
shit. So got here, and I literally had not even been to a strip joint.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd partied, we'd had fun. It was a stupid party. It was fun. I mean, it was fun.
It's the boys kind of party.
I mean, my first time I walked into a strip joint here in Dallas, a buddy of mine took me, and I was like, "What the hell is this?
First
and
time
where
you saw
do
a black
I
woman too? Probably.
where do I go get
Getting
money?
down. Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't a good strip joint. It was King something on. We were in Irving, and so I'm sure we just went right down Northwest Highway, Irving Boulevard or whatever towards Dallas. And it was literally, I saw the dancer walk up and give a guy who was right by the jukebox a quarter. He would put it in the jukebox and play whatever song she would go.
Oh,
dance
wow.
to. Yeah. And so I was sitting there, and I'm having fun. I'm like, I love America. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, there's titties, dude.
Yeah,
Let's
and
go.
the guy's with me. He's like going, "Oh, there's better." I'm like, "No, there ain't. There can't be."
No, I'm the happiest guy alive right now, dude.
Yeah, and we ended up going to other places. But I mean, that's how naive I was. Even though I thought I was a seasoned veteran,
Right.
I had no idea what living was. I didn't know.
So are there like not really strip clubs up in Virginia? Or
we didn't have them.
Really?
No. And when I grew up, it was the drinking age was 18 for everything.
Yeah.
And then they were passing laws in different states for different rules.
Yeah.
So 18 became 19. In Virginia, you could do beer at 18 in a bar, but you couldn't buy it to go until you were 19. You know, I mean, it was.
Shit, yeah.
But I was lucky, but
They were
lucky or
figuring
unlucky.
it out at that
Yeah, they
point,
were. It was like trying to get votes passed and all that other stuff. But it was evolving. But I was just like getting right underneath the window of age-wise, so I was like going, "Yeah, here we go." So
You said 19. I'll be 19
that's
next
right.
week.
Here we
Let's
go.
brother. Yeah.
And I always had an older cousin down here that could just
There
make
you
it
go.
happen, right?
Yeah.
So I got down here, and I think that's kind of when I started really growing up. And I mean, that's not an unfair statement for somebody
That's how it
who's
works,
19, 20, 23, 24 years old.
Yeah.
I mean,
All of a sudden, you're not on the golf team anymore. You're out here fucking trying to figure
Yeah.
it out, dude.
yeah. And I still got my older sister who's down here, and she's settled in and got people. And
She's probably successful.
yeah,
isn't she?
she's
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
rocking. She's a teacher in Dallas. She's got a friend. She plays in an over 30 soccer team. So now I've got ladies I'm hanging out with that are older than me that are attracted. I mean, it was like a paved highway.
It's being the
for
fucking
fun.
caddy all over again.
Oh my
dude.
God, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it was
sucking at it.
It
Apparently,
was just stupid. Working out. I had a job. She ran a lot of stuff at the Y.
Okay.
So that's when I started working out.
okay.
It was right then as I was introduced to a gym. I wasn't worried about the gym because I was always told the working out would interfere with the golf swing kind of a thing.
If you get bulky,
and so,
you don't have the
yeah. And so that's when I
And
started
you're
working
still
out.
worried about your golf swing? Are you still golfing a lot? At
So
this point?
I golf. I golf now, man, maybe 3-4 times a year. Okay. For a while there, with my dad, he's up in Robeson Ranch and up in Denton retirement community.
Nice.
And so I'd play with him every year at the member guest, and we'd always win his flight because we'd show up and we'd create some handicap for me that was pretty accurate. But I'd always win the long drive, and we would always win our flight.
Yeah.
And it was, and then I mean, I'd walk up to win the money for the award for the long drive, and there's guys going, check him, test him, he's juicing.
Him,
all that. Yeah. And I'd look at him, I'm like,
anymore.
yeah, I'm
dude.
juicing. You're damn right I am.
Hell yeah.
You're
dude.
not testing either.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just
dude.
telling you. Yeah, I'm juicing.
Hell yeah.
And I was. So it was fun.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of the, like I said, I really started working out then.
Yeah.
And then had boys, get married. You start having kids.
How'd you meet your wife?
Met my first wife
Okay.
at work.
Okay.
I was back in the technical
Still
days.
in the IT?
Still in IT, and I was the technical support help desk. So when sales got a call and they were trying to figure out customers trying to buy this Apple computer and this monitor, will they work together?
Right, okay.
And they'd go before they sell it and do that. They go, will this work? And we were like the last checkpoint for that to happen.
Interesting. Okay.
And so, and that's why I kept hearing her voice on the line, and she was country.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was like, had to draw.
Like that southern drawl,
yeah.
really?
And then I asked somebody, I said, who is this lady? And David Stevenson, who was an older guy, worked on the desk, he's like, oh, my God, wait till you see her.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And so I saw her at the Christmas party at the Anatole in Dallas.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I walked up, she walked up, and I knew it was her. I swear to God, this is not a BS story. I knew it was her when I saw her walking across. She had this short dress on, and she was just boots and everything. She walked across,
tan.
and I think in my mind I'm like going, "Please be her, please be her." And she walked up, and not to me. She walked up because they were all right there by me, and I sat there.
Right past you, you're like,
no, he was saying right, but yeah, and sat there, and I was like, "Yes, that's her." And so he introduced. That was the first time we had made one-on-one contact.
Yeah.
And so a couple weeks later, we'd gone out to lunch and stuff. And she had two girls, Brittany and Cody, from a previous marriage. And so we're at, I forget the restaurant. It was on Greenville Avenue. And we're sitting there getting ready to order. And she goes, "Hey, you don't have to worry about an ex-husband." I said, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, he killed himself a year ago."
Fuck.
Boom. Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Oh.
And so I was like,
Were they together when it happened?
yeah, it's a bad thing. I mean, it was,
wow.
so yeah, they were separated, getting divorced.
And he
Yeah.
decided he couldn't take it.
So the story, yeah, so that's was, anyway, so, yeah. And we just hit it off. I proposed to her probably 5 times, and she finally said, yeah. I mean, I dressed up like Elvis, did a whole Madison Square Garden concert out at Lake Tawakoni. We had a place out at Lake Tawakoni right there on the water, and I did a whole concert, sang everything, got down and said, "I love you, baby, would you be my wife?" She's like, "No," and just walked off.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and I didn't give up. Cowboys won in '92 the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We were at the house, had a bunch of friends over, and when they won, a bunch of my buddies, we were drinking and everything, and they beat the shit out of Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
So we run outside, we jump in the pool, and we jump right the hell out because it's fucking cold as hell.
February or whatever the
right.
fuck.
We jump right out, and I just look at her, just me and her, and I said, "Will you marry me?" And she said, "Yeah."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was like, it took...
You didn't have to do all that other shit.
It took the Cowboys finally winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
For the marriage to happen.
Oh, man. So you actually have like a deep-seated Cowboys love, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, mine goes back. Dude,
See, I never got that.
So I grew up in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah.
Redskin territory.
Oh, shit.
This is back in the Staubach days and before
Back when they were a force, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, back in when they were a franchise in the 70s. But they still battled the Redskins. Dude, those days I would beg my parents, if the Cowboys lost to the Redskins, I'm sick. I can't go to school, please.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I can't. Yeah. You're going to take your ass whooping.
Yeah, dude.
Because I know you would be delivering it if you,
But they knew you were a Cowboys fan?
Everybody did, because I talked crap.
Hell yeah.
They were the Redskins and we were the Cowboys.
Uh-huh.
Dude, shit.
That's crazy, dude. See, and I was born in 96, so I've never seen any of it.
I know. That's like my kids, my sons.
Dude, yeah.
Neither one of my sons, and that's what frustrates me the most right now with the Cowboy organization.
Yeah.
Is I got to witness the 70s and the 90s. And I got to witness the 70s in enemy territory. I'm not not Pittsburgh, but I was up in D.C. talking smack. I mean, oh, my God. My parents would go over to friends' house.
Because if it wouldn't have been against them, it would have been against the fucking Redskins, probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they played them twice a year, and it was ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, back then it was...
Oh, they had stuff in their socks. They had fucking brass knuckles on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
They were hitting... Oh, yeah. It was ugly.
Yeah.
It was football.
Football back in the day. Not this bullshit we got now.
I remember my mom and dad would go to a friend's house to watch a game, and my mom worked at the high school, but she'd go over to Coach Harrison. He was my golf coach in high school, Ace Harrison. Okay. And they had, up in Virginia, they got split-level homes. Right, so you walk in, you can go upstairs, you go downstairs to the basement.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so part of the house is underground.
Yeah.
So it's insulated, all that kind of stuff. That's where you got your laundry and all that stuff. But they throw bedrooms and stuff in there. So when my mom and dad would go over there for the Cowboy Redskin game to watch it, they'd say, Cowboy fans, and they'd have a sign put, and they'd go in there and they'd have 2 like fold-out chairs and like a 9-inch black and white with rabbit ears.
Oh my God!
Just as a goof,
of course.
But yeah, just to mess with them.
Very funny, dude. Oh shit!
And so that was that's what you were around. It'd be like being a any other fan other than Cowboys around here. Back then it meant something.
Yes, I feel like it doesn't mean shit anymore.
Free agency changed everything.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
I mean, back then, the Cowboys, at one point, I remember when Preston Pearson joined the Cowboys in the 70s, he was the first player that was not drafted by the Cowboys to play for them.
Really?
Imagine that shit nowadays.
Holy shit. Yeah.
And
Dude, you lose and gain, like...
No, there was no trades. There was none of that.
Do they have anybody hardly that even played for him 10 years ago? 5 to 10?
Yeah, that's what I mean. The turnover now is when two things. Free agency changed everything, and that was like Herschel Walker, all that kind of stuff. So think about it like that. 70s, you had nobody.
Yeah.
Herschel Walker was like when people really started wheeling and dealing, right? And then
Hold on. Herschel Walker was the...
Oh, my God.
I'm young, dude. I know
Herschel Walker.
This is like legends for me.
Right. Herschel
You know what
Walker,
I'm saying?
Georgia
Yeah.
running back,
Okay.
right? And he was with the Cowboys.
Yes, okay.
So right after Jerry bought the team, they traded Herschel Walker to Minnesota for like 10 draft picks.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the world.
Yeah.
And that's what they used to build
okay.
the 90s organization. Whoa. Again, but though, that was still before salary cap.
Yeah.
Salary cap hit like 95.
Didn't the Cowboys make the salary cap a thing?
Jerry Jones. And how many has he won since Jerry Jones, who was like the prominent factor in going, we need a salary cap? He hadn't done shit since the salary cap.
Because he can't fucking budget
He can't
to
just
save his life, dude.
spend his money.
He just has too much money.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to budget.
Belichick, brilliant at the salary cap.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Trade a player middle of the season. You know you're not going to sign him. He's a starting linebacker. Trade him and get 2 draft picks. Boom.
That's what I'm talking about.
Boom.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And we won't do that.
Trade for somebody that's been in the league for 10 years that's going to do, as 75% of the good job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Build around it.
There's an art to the organization. And I literally saw it behind
But
the
you
curtains.
can't do it from the ownership spot, you fucking ass.
No. So here,
Sorry, I got a little aggressive there.
No, you're absolutely right. So when I'm with the Renegades, that was my real behind the scenes from an organization with the GM, all that kind of stuff, seeing what's really happening. Because there was times I'd walk in and I'd go, hey, I know Shea Patterson. Started with Michigan, started with Ole Miss, went to Michigan, and hell of a kid, hell of an athlete, hell of a quarterback. And I was like, hey, I went to our GM, and I was like, do you know this kid? I know him. I know his parents. Wow. What do you think? And he goes, well, he didn't hesitate. He was with Michigan in the USFL, fell on his ass, or I think they said fell on his dick. Can I say dick?
Yeah.
All right. Fell on his dick and didn't recover. In other words, he was tested and failed.
Got his ass kicked.
Yeah. And wouldn't, and so he was like going, yeah, he's a great, and he would fit great in Bob's, because all Bob's coaches were the same coaches he had 80%
for the most part
when he won the championship at OU. Same guys, Hayes, both the Hayes guys. I mean, Long, everybody was about the same.
Yeah.
Spurrier was different. We had Spurrier's son, shouldn't say boys. Scott Spurrier's was Steve Spurrier's son. Steve was with South Carolina, but he won championships at Florida.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so beast, right? Heritage, right? Lineage. And he's like, but he ain't got it. And so, but I knew his dad liked his dad. Hell, his dad flew me out when he was with Ole Miss, and I got to go to a game there at Ole Miss. I got to do the pregame, and oh my God, you talk about
it. Dude, yeah.
You talk about a freaking weekend.
Oh my God.
Oh my God,
yes,
yeah. But these guys
college
know.
is where it's at. Honestly.
These guys know, and they know everything. That's their job.
Yeah.
Right? It was seeing what happens behind the scenes, the injuries, how they handle the injuries, how they handle the communication outside the organization.
Yeah.
How the players handle each other, interaction and stuff. I mean, it was the dynamic that I had no idea. I mean, I'd seen it at a high school level when I coached at Dallas Christian.
Yeah.
I'd seen it, but high school is nothing like guys that are getting paid.
No, these are kids that have no idea even who they are in the first place. But
right.
These are adults that are that they were the best at what they did.
Yeah, and even if it's XFL, we still had guys that were USC, Ohio State, Oregon. We had D1 level freaking talent.
Some of them probably won the fucking national championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, we had guys that were that had years in the league too that got hurt and then didn't get back in, and I mean it was really amazing.
Wow,
to watch and talk and get to know these guys and whoop their butt in ping pong. God, I love that.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, dude. You didn't golf with anyone, did you?
Nah, they wouldn't go. We didn't have time to golf. Well, it was too damn cold to go golfing.
Oh yeah.
It was fun though. It was a lot.
Okay, so hold up. Let's go back to because I think before we got there, you're still in IT at this point. How do you get into coaching high school? What's the bridge there?
All right, it was getting married and having kids.
Okay,
so I started still doing IT and successful IT.
You're doing your damn job, right?
Yeah, doing well at it. Wife was in IT, and then as that started going, had the boys and they were athletes, so I started coaching them. Just rec league stuff. Well, our kids were better than everybody else's kids because they were our kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So we didn't play just regular football. We played select football.
Oh, you put them in the...
Everybody else had. Everybody plays, all that other stuff. We were in a league where...
we're paying for this shit.
Well, you got to try out.
Yeah.
And then there's no guaranteed playing time. Little Johnny plays if Little Johnny's good, and we're not worried about Little Johnny getting hurt. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we ended up doing it, and we were successful at it. This was, Cade was flag football, 5 years old. He's 26 now, so 20 years ago.
Yeah, dude.
And I got Cade. So when Cade was little, we'd watch Monday Night Football. Had a couch on one end of the room, kind of like right here.
Yeah.
And I'd be in a lazy boy watching the game, and he'd be lined up right there. This is my youngest of 5.
Yeah.
Right? And he'd be watching the game, and as soon as the play was over, he'd get down and go down set, and I'd go down set hut, and I'd throw the ball. He would jump and catch it and dive into the couch.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's what we did the whole game. Well, except for the beginning of the game when they go, "Are you ready for some football?" We go out in the living room, we'd run around and do crazy stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, but
that's fun as
it
hell.
was tradition. It was fun.
Yeah.
But that's where he learned to catch.
Okay.
Right?
And so you had started coaching in that.
Yeah, so he went to go try out. Well, what happened was he was playing baseball, and I found out
you liked baseball.
We love baseball, and Cade played baseball, but we found out through the city of Rowlett who the coach was going to be for his football team, and it was the same coach that I knew from baseball that we coached against, and he was an asshole. I did not like the guy.
Yeah.
He was a daddy. I mean, I didn't like the guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do we do? And so I did a little research and found out there's this other league, Select.
Yeah.
But you got to try out.
Okay.
Friend of a friend, kind of a deal. So we didn't tell Cade, but we went to tryouts. So we're going through, and they're giving him a number and pinning it.
You didn't even tell him that he was
didn't tell him
actually
he's going to try out, right? Yeah.
But you're just going to a little camp. You're going to
go. Hey, they're going to run you through some drills, blah blah blah.
You better fucking get it.
Yeah. Well, didn't say a word. So Cade goes out there, and he's catching freaking everything.
Yeah.
As flag, like a 5-6-year-old, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And of course they walked up immediately, like going, "Hey, want him?" And so they're like, they already had a full coaching staff. They said, "But we need 2 sideline dads to do like water bottles and stuff like that.
Hand out oranges."
And I was like, immediately, I'm like, "Nah, I ain't doing that shit. No, I don't need that." And I sat on the sideline for like 3 practices with the moms, and I walked over to Bane Bonner.
Fucking hen house.
I went over to Bane Bonner, the head coach, and I said, "Bane, I will do anything you want me to do. Get me off the fucking sideline."
Oh, no.
Yes. And so, boom. Now I'm a sideline. I'm a water boy, basically, dad.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because the league had a rule: you could have this many coaches, and then you could have a couple water boys.
Yeah.
And that rolled into defensive coordinator. All this.
There you go.
And we won the league, and we played. Shit, we we played against other select teams all over North Texas.
Oh, wow.
And we won it 2 years.
That means something. Like he was talking about that football in Texas, dude.
Oh, yeah. No, it was.
Little League is more brutal than fucking high school almost, dude.
The second time we won it, Prime had a team in the league.
Yeah.
And so to have a team in the league, you had to have 4 teams. And it was flag, and then it was 2 years, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
And it would generally stop around the time they're in the year to start middle school where they could play, which is 7th grade.
Right.
So you go back. Mm-hmm. And so Prime joined us the second time.
Didn't they do a documentary about that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So we were on the news because
Yeah.
the second year he was in there, Prime came and talked to our kids and everything.
Oh, wow.
Second year, every time we checked everybody's birth certificates and everything at the beginning of the year, and then when the playoffs started.
Yeah.
So when the playoffs started,
that kid that was like, I am 12 with the crayon.
so one of Prime's kids on the flag team was in the 3rd grade for one of the ladies who was a parent on our team in her school. He was like 3 years older than what he was supposed to be.
Oh, shit.
League rules said if any one of your teams gets caught cheating,
Yeah.
all 4 teams are out of the playoffs. Well, they went to Channel 4 News. Nate Newton's on school calling we're racist and doing all this, playing the R card and all this kind of stuff. And we're like, we got attorneys and we've got all this stuff. And we're like going, here it is, brother, right here. You got busted.
This is over Little League, too.
And not only the high end of the Little League, he's cheating in flag.
Oh, shit.
And of course, he's going, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Lee don't care.
No.
You're the head of this. Yeah.
You should have damn known.
You should have known.
Yeah.
You're responsible for this shit. Oh, yeah. I tell you what, everybody likes Prime, and he's all this and that. Look at his track record through his Prime high school and all that kind of stuff. Not a solid stand-up dude all the time.
Interesting.
Yeah. I
mean, he's playing that NIL shit over in Colorado right now.
Yeah.
He's playing that like a drum, dude.
He'll be there another year through his kids being done. Then he'll get out, go somewhere else, and then they'll find recruiting. They'll find problems there, like Harbaugh in Michigan.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, like Pete up in USC before he went to Seattle.
Yep.
You know, they go, they make their run, they get it.
They say,
Urban Meyer, Ohio
get out
State.
before they can check the play. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Yeah.
And you don't want to. Half
you're
of me
playing within the rules. You're kind of flirting the line, you know. Which, I mean, it's kind of like that shit with Houston and baseball. It's like, I mean, was it expressly said? Like, does it say?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's plausible deniability.
Yeah, there you
for
go.
For those key guys. I was
or for
happy.
anybody that hates you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to trash you.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of stuff with Prime and that organization. And he had players, dude. They were beasts. They were good. They were studs. I mean, they were freaking legit.
Hell yeah.
They'd have killed us that year if he'd have played us in the championship.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they'd have stomped us.
Oh, no.
But those guys
They
were
didn't get to
probably
play?
they were probably ninth grade. No, they got thrown out of the league.
Yeah.
Because of the violation with freaking flag football players.
That's insane, dude.
That's just
What do you
stupidity.
think? Like, you just got to be that good? Like,
We didn't know.
Do it
we
right.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, that's on you. Fucking know next time.
Yeah, that's some bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Definitely no.
But yeah, so I did the youth, and the youth led to the All-American games.
Okay.
Because All-American games, I saw
the Army deal you were talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah.
So I saw we were looking for camps to send our kids to. Mm-hmm. So they had offense defense camp. We went to that. It was up in North Texas. Cade went. They went overnight. It was a padded camp. It was good, but it was more of a hey, come up here and get an autograph and pay this extra money and you'll get an autographed football and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I was looking online, found this FBU, Football University, and so everybody goes, wait, Football University, FBU. Football's one word. Shouldn't it just be FU?
Aha. Yeah.
You really don't want to go to market with FU, right?
Yeah.
Or if you do, it's for different reasons. So FBU. And FBU is a piece of All-American games. FBU's the camps specific that they do.
Yeah.
And so they would go every weekend. It'd be, at that time, Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday camp. Classroom time, you're watching tape. You go do stuff on, they're filming it. I mean, it's like a mini
This is
camp.
so much more in depth than I thought.
Oh,
it
yeah.
would be.
And it's not a, hey, come get an autograph. It's a, we're going to grade you. And by the way, the best guys in the camps get invited to like the best of all over the country camp at the end of the year, to compete. Mm-hmm. And then that leads to, the progression is the...
and this was high school, right?
Well, this was, at the time, 7th, 8th grade, and 9th, 10th, 11th grade. So middle school and high school.
There's a mix of all of it, yeah.
But it led to the U.S. Army selection committee, that kind of a deal for the best seniors in the school.
Oh, shit.
Even more important, though, was the underclassmen that would come and do all the – that's where you'd run your 40s and stuff like that, so the juniors
you
and
can
stuff.
get your name in there a little
Absolutely.
bit.
Get some looks. Get on tape, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of the people that end up, at these good colleges have been looked at since they were sophomores. Kind of
Absolutely.
shit.
And then –
And that's where you got to do that.
Some don't have schools where they're even being looked at. So this is an opportunity to be looked at,
So
right?
that's kind of your job as the scout. To
Absolutely.
find
Right.
the ones that aren't being looked at.
So I took Cade to one camp. I lied saying he was in 6th grade or 7th grade, and he was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
So we go to a camp in Nashville, and I've got the video somewhere. So Cade's like this tall.
Yeah.
The smallest shirt they have on him, it's like this long, and they've got no other kids to play defense against him.
Yeah.
So when it comes to one-on-one drills, he's got like middle school kids, and he's a 6th grader.
Yeah.
And these are like 8th graders, right?
Yeah.
And so
These are some of the good football players,
Right.
too, yeah.
So Friday night they do like drills, like where you go back pedal, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
How do you do this stuff? Cade was coachable.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So these guys would go, guys like Chris Dishman, who played for the Oilers, all-pro guy. I'm friends with him to this day. He's coaching down in Houston now. Anyway, all these guys, they just fell in love with him because he was coachable.
Yeah.
Right? And so he would he'd do a drill, and they'd get a high school kid up here that wouldn't get it, and they go, Bull, get up here. So they get this little bitty kid up there and show him again. Now these guys are pissed at him.
Oh, yeah.
So
when it comes to drills, they're going to put him in the dirt, dude.
So they line him up against.
I've been there, yeah.
Right, exactly,
Yeah,
right.
I was that
I've
kid.
been there, right. So I've got this video of him where now they're doing on route drills, right? So it's him against the DB, and so this guy walks out there and he's up against him, and Cade does a double move right out of the chute.
Oh, shit.
And they're not supposed to,
Yeah.
because they do progression, right? So defensive coaches say prepare for this, offensive does this, so there's no. It's even Steven, if you would, right? Mm-hmm. So Cade does a little boom, little jab step, and then goes deep, catches the ball, and then he does the little whoop, 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 and then this shit. And so all the fans, all this stuff, everybody's going crazy, right? Mm-hmm. So afterwards, we're in there, and there was some notable people there at this camp, and we had made a vacation out of it. So my wife is there. Two of my kids.
Hold on. I have to pee so bad.
Again
dude.
already?
Yes, I know. It's so bad. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to run, and then we're going to get right back to this.
Well, if you're going to pee, I'm going to pee.
Are you? Okay, bet. Let's do that. All right. Don't forget where we're at. Yeah, so Cade's at that camp where he's like a 5th grader amongst 7th graders and shit. Yeah. Had to make sure that I kept the spot because it was my fault that we had to take that break. I had to pee so bad, dude. Like, that really just snuck up on me there. Like, I bet in the video, I'm over here fucking like, we're good. By a little bit of time with a little shift of the hips there, But not a whole lot of time.
All right. It's only 10:15.
I swear this might be one of the earliest pods I've ever done.
Really?
It's like it's so hard to fucking schedule people first
Yeah.
off. Like, that's why I haven't done one of these Detours episodes in so long, is because it's just so hard to get somebody in here.
I could probably, if you wanted to do some players,
yeah, for real.
shit like that. I mean, maybe not Rangers, but
Yeah.
definitely the Renegades, like Luis,
Yeah.
our quarterback. he might be interested in doing this kind of stuff.
Dude, yeah.
Some of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, tell them. I mean, I don't get a lot of views or anything like that, but I mean, just to sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah, no,
have a good
that's what
time,
they're used to that.
Yeah, that's dope. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that for sure, dude. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Cade at this camp. We left it on a little cliffhanger there. I feel like.
Yeah, so he was at this camp. He just showed up some kid, 2 years older than him. Everybody's giving everybody a hard time. Cade's taunting him, doing this little celebration.
Yeah.
As, I'm going to blame that on his mom, but it was really me.
It definitely was you.
Hey, but that was really where he got noticed, right? And so after that, a couple of the people that were part of FBU approached me.
Okay.
And it wasn't about me, it was about him. One of them was Rich McGinnis. Rich McGinnis owned Football University and U.S. Army All-American games.
Holy shit.
He's the guy that worked to put that on NBC, all this stuff, everything.
Wow.
And he's like, tell me about this kid. I mean, because Cade was little. Cade was little.
Does he know it's your son when he asked you this question?
Yeah, he found out, and he
Okay.
goes, yeah. So he's like asking me about Cade, and he goes, he's what this camps are all about.
Yeah.
Showcase, event, somebody nobody knows, and looking at him, blah, blah, blah. So we go another year. They approached me to go, hey, will you be our local director here in Dallas?
Yeah.
So that when we do a camp, we'd hire local people to bring in the talent or bring in kids to attend the camp that would pay the $500, $400
There you go.
to come to the camp and get butts in the seats, that kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And I said, absolutely I will. So
Hell yeah.
what kind of pay is it? And it was like nothing. I mean, it was like maybe $1,000.
So I was going to ask, like, how proud daddy are you right now, dude?
Oh, frick, dude.
Oh, my God,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
I'm like, my mindset
you
is.
didn't even got to pay me. Fuck it.
Yeah, so absolutely. So
Yeah.
the deal is, there's always this daddy ball thing, and you want to do whatever, you promote the kid to where it's like a problem kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So
Like, if you look like an asshole for your kid,
absolutely,
And
so
expected.
I took this whole opportunity just because I knew Cade was small.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to get a lot of looks unless he was in the right place at the right time. That
There
kind of
you
a
go.
deal.
Which is what just happened right there.
Which is what I saw as an opportunity for it to happen. Absolutely.
Okay.
So I was leveraging everything I could at that time, and we were in the middle of prime time being in our league, and it was really easy for me to go to these guys going, hey, I'm in the select football league with all these guys. Now I'm going around to other leagues like Plano and Frisco and all these other leagues, and I'd stand on the sideline. People see me, and they're like going, who are you? And I'd tell them, and now everybody's wanting me telling to me about their little kid. Tell me, well, look at this kid. To where we were now recruiting kids. Hell, we were going to Plano, or we were going to Oklahoma every year and playing in the Sooner Classic and winning that son of a bitch.
There you go.
I mean, we'd go down to the Woodlands. All right, the Woodlands beat us, but they cheated.
But you went to,
yeah.
shit.
No, not really.
No,
They
you
were just really,
hate 'em.
really good.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man.
So we had a travel team for football. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And what was even crazier is teams we played against, when we went up and said, hey, well, can we have this kid to come play with us? They were like, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then they'd go travel to Oklahoma, and we'd stomp ass. I mean, it was badass. It was fun.
I mean, a travel team in Texas would destroy.
And we did.
I mean, y'all didn't even go to Arkansas. They probably wouldn't even let you in.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, we didn't
I don't
really
wanna-
consider Arkansas a threat at
God
the time.
damn it.
Just kidding. But that was all happening like in Thanksgiving. I mean, you really only had like 2 weeks to do anything.
Yeah.
Like that. So we did Oklahoma. We whooped their butts. It was fun.
Hell
And we
yeah.
went up to some good teams up there and played. I remember playing up there one time, and somebody goes, this team at Union, nobody scored on them all season. Hell, we were up 36-0 at halftime.
No, dude.
I mean,
Oh,
people were coming
shit.
over to watch this stuff. Our guy, Cade had a mohawk. I mean, it was like, we warmed up and we were threatening. Our kids,
Yeah.
they were like crisp. They were like, it was pretty freaking awesome.
That's
so
dope,
anyway,
dude.
all of that stuff got me threaded into FBU.
Yeah, okay.
So I got to be a local guy here. We threw in 300 people in a snowed out camp up in Frisco.
Okay.
and Rich McGinnis was there again, and he saw Cade, and he saw Cade because it was snowing outside, so we went inside the lacrosse facility, and Cade's just like catching bad, boom, 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 and he's standing there and goes, "Who's that kid?" And I'm like, "That's mine."
Yeah.
And he's like,
"You remember him, don't you?"
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, yeah. Well, after that, I got the call
Get that
going.
dude's attention twice.
We got a regional director, because they just play the guys local, made money off that camp.
Yeah.
So at that time, they made me over like Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, that kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Well, that ended up going into a full-time position from Denver down to Arkansas West.
Yeah.
So I ran the Western region.
What years was this?
This was 2009, 2008, 2009, 2000, like 16, 17.
Because, I mean, like, I graduated in 14 from high school.
Yeah.
So
it was like 8, 9 through like 14, 15.
I mean, our football team sucked ass, but,
Yeah.
I knew some people from other places that,
So where's the school in Arkansas that had the it's really historic because of the integration?
Oh, shit.
Was that Little Rock?
Yeah, it would be Little Rock.
Yeah. So we had our camp there.
Yeah.
At that
Okay.
place.
At, what's the stadium
Central?
up there?
Was it Central High?
Yeah, Little Rock Central.
Central.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we had our camp. I remember taking Cade and 2 other kids because we needed youth DBs, and we drove there, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Hell, we'd go to Odessa, and we had the guy from Friday Night Lights stand up and give the kickoff speech. But that's what I did during the camps is I'd stand up and talk to the parents, and during about how recruiting and all this other stuff. And I mean, I loved it. It was
That's so crazy that it is that big a deal.
Oh, dude.
Like, dude, football, it'll change your life, really, dude. And, like, that's one thing, like, they always tell you. They tried to drill it into you. Like, this could, like, whenever you played, like, your last game of high school, they're like, this is actually it. Like, there's not a lot of people that ever play again.
Ever. After.
Like, even if you, like, there's not even a lot of people that can put enough guys to play a fucking Sunday league amongst a bunch of idiots.
Buddies.
Yeah. Like, it just doesn't work.
No, it's
really get into some kind of organization? No fucking chance, dude.
I remember my older son Trey played at Carrollton Creekview, quarterback, and was at his last game in high school, playoffs, and they lost. And everybody had left the stadium, and he's still sitting on the bench, like just helmet between his feet.
Yeah.
Just kind of leaned over, and I'm sitting right behind him in the stands, and I'm not moving until he moves.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's cleared off. I'm waiting for the lights to go click, 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 that kind of a deal. Mm-hmm. And I knew what he was going through. I mean, he was like sitting there, and he's like, he'd had 2 knee surgeries. I mean, he wasn't
already. Oh
yeah.
Shit! Yeah,
and concussions. I mean, he was beat up. He ended up playing on a club team at UT Arlington
really?
while they had one, and then he got his ACL torn there. But it was like that moment. I mean, I wasn't even man enough to go down there and put my arm around him because I knew I was going to break up. I just let him. Let him go through it.
That's his moment. Too,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's probably hard as shit as a dad.
Oh God, dude.
To give
I was bawling like a baby.
Kid, like their moment when, I mean, you kind of want it to almost be a little bit about you,
Yeah. No,
it was. I'm gonna have to fucking deal with too.
Shit, yeah, you will. No, it's so fast forward to Cade. Cade played high school, DC athlete. He wasn't that level, but we always told all the kids. Like through all the FBU stuff we did, everything. It's 4 for 40. Think of football as 4 for 40.
Okay.
There's not just D1. There's D2, D3, NAIA. There's all these different levels that will help you with your education.
Right on. Yeah.
Right. So Cade wasn't D1. But Georgetown, Southwest University, a lot of money.
Yeah. There you go.
Right. But they were interested.
Private or no?
No.
Okay.
So they weren't.
Heard of Georgetown.
Yeah, it's a great school.
Yeah.
Great school, but not great sports, all that stuff. But they had a program, and they had a good relationship with Wheeler, who was the Dallas Christian coach that I was coaching with.
Nice.
And so Wheeler always did a good job at the beginning of the year telling kids, do you want to play at the next level, the seniors? And if you said yes, he got 90% of them somewhere. You may be at Wichita Baptist, you may be somewhere else.
Yeah.
But they will help.
Who gives a shit? You get to play again.
They'll help you compensate your education for 4 years, and that will help you for the next 40 years of your life.
There you go.
Right? 4 for 40. And so
There it is.
Cade,
Okay. Yeah.
Cade picked him and his buddy, like Georgetown. We
Yeah.
went down there. I took them both down there. Loved
Where
them.
is Georgetown? Is that in?
It's just north of Austin, just north of Round Rock.
Oh, okay, right on.
Right.
Yeah.
So Southwestern
I thought
Southwestern
Georgetown was gonna
University.
be like Virginia or some
Yeah.
shit.
So Georgetown University is
Okay.
is DC. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, we go down there. We did the tour. We like it. Cade loves it. I order $500 worth of freaking gear online. Boom, a boom.
Yeah.
And Cade's living with me. We're going through a divorce, but Cade had moved in with me. And Cade's comes in one day, and he's like, "This is like 2 weeks before he's fixing to go." And we've been working. My buddy had been working on him. He put on like 15 pounds of muscle. Freaking, he's just a beast.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he's fine. Like me, he's getting going right after high school, and that's when he's getting big. Now he's like 240, 235. And he wants to bench with me, and I'm like, no, hell no, I ain't doing that shit.
Oh,
because you'll win, and I ain't gonna lose. So
I ain't about to let you do
Yeah.
that shit, dude. Hell no. What do I got to take to kick your ass?
yeah, exactly. I said, wait till I'm 62, I'll kick your ass. So he walks in, dude. I'll never forget this. He walks in the house, sits down, and I could tell he's almost into tears.
Yeah.
And he's like, Dad, I don't want to play anymore.
Damn.
And man, it was like a thunderbolt right through me. Because I knew it, but I went, what do you mean? But I knew what he meant.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I've had enough football. And the kid's been playing football since he was 6.
Yeah.
You know? And so I sat there. The first thing I thought was
Johnny Manziel problem, dude.
First thing I thought was, fuck. And it was a selfish fuck me moment. Like,
Yeah.
God damn it, I wanted to go down. I'd already
All this work,
I've
all
already
this money,
all
I'm
this
about
shit
to have
I've
to do
done,
all this,
all this stuff, and I'm like, and then I sat there and I looked at him, and then I was like, what a shit fucking father I am.
Ah.
No, I mean, I was like going, what the fuck? I said, this was so hard for him to do. He's probably been wanting to tell me this for God knows how long.
Oh no!
Right?
Yeah.
And it took him to build up all this courage because he knew how this was going to affect me.
Yeah.
When I want him to be able to come to me
With everything.
with everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And what a shit fucking father I am. So I went from within 5 seconds, I went from fuck to, and I just looking at him the whole time. Then I'm like going, you are the worst father in the fucking world. You know?
And that's a good fucking son to
God
deal with
almighty.
it too,
Dude,
man.
that was the worst and best moment.
Not that makes you a bad father for fucking, that's just oversight, or is it, I don't know what the word for
no,
it.
in my mind, I was like going, he may have not waited, because I was like going, man, you do this shit 2 weeks before we go?
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm also
didn't even
going,
want to play high school ball or some shit,
right. That's all the shit that goes through in
when
milliseconds.
was it that I missed the turn?
See, parenting
He
sucks.
could have went to fucking Virginia and played golf, Fuck it.
Fuck, you only wish he could have done that. God, that would have been a blessing. And now he's so into golf, it's crazy.
Is he really?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Man. Does he?
He loves
Can
playing.
he beat you or no?
No, he can't. And that pisses him off. And what pisses him off is he's working out and trying and practicing and everything. And I can go out there once a year and just
You're the fucking John Daly out there.
I can just fucking smoke him, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's funny. Or what pisses him off is I'll grab a 3-iron and hit it as far as he'll hit his driver.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and he's going, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I said, well, you should have played college football.
2 weeks before, you little motherfucker.
Yeah. No, but that was, I tell you what, there's moments in your life, and we all go through them. You've got them, I've got them, and we've got a lot more to experience.
Oh, yeah.
Where you just those moments you won't ever forget, and the ones that teach you so much. Yeah. You know, you can go fucking 3 months just through the routine, and then something happens that just changes your life.
Yeah, it changes everything.
You know,
yeah,
and it's little things, but they're so big. And I mean, if you're there to embrace them and accept them, you know, life's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one is a moment, and I tell that story all the time to people, going, you know what, I grew up so much 2 times in my life, strip joint, Dallas, and then when your son says, I'm done, I can't play football anymore.
Dude, that is huge, man. And this was, I mean, not even really that long ago.
No, it was
like
recent.
10,
yeah.
10
But you know what?
maybe?
Me and him, ever since then,
yeah,
we're like lockstep.
I mean, yeah, now that you have, like, I mean, that's a man thing to say to your dad, dude.
Yeah,
like, you
no, that's what I
probably
mean.
Gained so much respect right there. Like, we're cohort. Like, now we're both
Absolutely.
men. Yeah.
They dropped.
Not that little kid. Yeah, they dropped.
They
There
dropped.
you go, dude. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And you know what?
Man.
Like I said, I was as proud of him as I was embarrassed of me for making him, because I knew what it took for him to do that.
Yeah.
How I was going to react was what delayed him, or what made it so hard for him, where he should have been able to just walk in and go,
Do you think
what's
you
for dinner?
handled it well, though, right? Like, you think...
So
like,
I think I handled
the
that
expectation of, like, you blowing up, being like, you wasted all this shit.
So I did not do that.
Right.
I didn't do that at all.
Okay.
Like I said, I went, like, within 5 seconds, I went from that, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I realized, fuck.
It's not me.
I mean,
It's
I went
not for
immediately
me.
going,
Yeah.
I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, damn.
You know, and that wasn't hard.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't hard for me.
It wasn't a big leap, you know,
Because
considering, you know. No, I mean,
Yeah,
just considering all the facts that you'd already
That was
spent
easy.
here.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
just look around, brother. Yeah.
Dude's been done for a while.
Yeah. But, I mean, you could tell by the way, I mean, Cade was there. Cade's been there. He was there on the field when we won the XFL.
Yeah.
He was down there with his buddies in the hotel with us.
I think he
was
regrets
in
doing it now because he could have been on that team.
No shit. No. When he showed up to come out and watch a practice, guys were trying to go, hey, can he play? I'm like, fuck yeah, he can play.
Yeah, he can
Cade,
play.
you want to play? Cade's like, no. I'm like, motherfucker.
Play, dude.
God damn, I got you another opportunity. What else can I do?
Hey, Cade. What are you doing, dude?
No, hey, he saw that, and Cade's like, who gets the ring? I'm like, well, your sister does.
Yeah, because you could have had one of your own, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, it was, I've got to share so much.
Yeah, give him the fucking Rangers ring, dude.
Yeah, fuck.
Whatever, dude.
I can get a Corey Seager simulator ring. No problem. $60.
There you go, dude. Yeah, we had a plan.
Absolutely.
A little bit, dude.
No, it was, like I said, it was, so that's how I literally went from youth football to FBU, boom, boom, boom. And the FBU got me to Cade. When I moved Cade to Dallas Christian,
Right.
Wheeler came to me and was like, I went to him and I was like going, hey, man, if you need somebody,
Yeah.
I'll help you coach. And he's like, what's your back? Well, he knew my background because
Did you
of FBU.
only, so you had the FBU stuff and then the IT stuff, nothing, like, I mean,
I had
not
no
really a whole lot in between there.
I had no
I mean, you barely even played football, really, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a savant,
Crazy,
baby.
dude. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
So but I picked up so much in FBU the years I was there with all the coaches I did, because I had to fill in with coaches.
Yeah.
I'd run camps when guys were
It's
like
almost better because you can kind of get like an objective type of view of it.
I wasn't spoiled.
Yeah.
I didn't have any bad anything.
They didn't have to unlearn stuff. Right?
I knew all the technique drills. What we taught in FBU was there's hundreds of guys that can do 4-4.
Yeah.
What's the difference between all those guys? Classroom, right? From a recruiting perspective.
technique
Classroom and technique. So give me the 4-4 guy that's coachable and can do technique.
Yeah.
I'll take him over all those other guys.
Yeah.
And then if you got 3 guys that have the technique and are coachable, what's the classroom difference? So that's how you
yeah.
boom, boom. And that's what we taught all the parents.
That's that booby miles versus fucking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and it worked out. I mean, why did Tebow get selected?
He was smart as hell. And
Smart as hell, good Christian young man, and would fucking work his ass off.
there you go. Yeah.
And it showed.
check,
And
right
throw
there,
great,
brother. Yeah.
throw great coaching on top of that, and great recruiting. You win a couple championships.
There you go.
I
So
mean,
you worked with Tebow when he was young?
no, he was in the he went through FBU.
Right, okay.
I mean, I wasn't a quarterback guy. I wouldn't.
Where did he come from? I know he played at Florida, right?
Yeah,
Like in college,
Florida.
but where's he from?
I think he was
before that?
local Florida kid.
Okay,
I
so
think,
you're
so.
on the other side there.
Yeah, I'm
You're
in the
Arkansas
western,
West,
yeah.
and they got.
And Tebow was, I think.
Wait,
Tebow
so
was,
you didn't even get to touch like SEC youngins over there?
No, I was out doing USC kids
Like I
going to
said that
USC
weird.
and Washington,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. Arizona, ASU.
So you got the places where they don't even really care about football, unfortunately for you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I go to camp in Seattle,
Yeah.
and they'd have a lot of
These
kids
poor
there because we had
kids,
good
man.
people there, and I'd be like going,
Like, are your parents even here?
Did you get dropped off? You got dropped off, did you?
You got dropped
Are you here
off,
for the
did you?
free Subway sandwich?
Oh no, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, I bet those ones over in fucking the Carolinas and fucking Florida and
Yeah,
Louisiana and
Florida,
all that
Atlanta
stuff,
were hot. Louisiana, we do. Louisiana was crazy because Louisiana. I mean, the camp's $400.
yeah. Louisiana's a lower income state.
Yeah, and so we get a lot of the good
Probably the
Louisiana
problem with
kids.
Arkansas too, huh?
Yeah. Well, we do camps in Arkansas, and they did well, actually. We did good in Arkansas. But we did it at Central, so you had the history draw, you had all that stuff.
Yeah.
But Louisiana, we get a lot of kids from Louisiana to come to Houston, Dallas.
Yeah.
And I'd work these camps.
Not that far off,
and so there was camps. I'd see a kid like Shea Patterson, I think I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that,
Went to Ole Miss, then Michigan. But I found him we found him in Houston. And I was talking to his dad. I'm like, dude, he's a stud.
yeah.
I said, and he goes, yeah. I said, I wonder how he would be against better talent. Sales
Yeah.
hat, right?
There you go.
I said, you ought to, in 3 weeks we got the camp in Dallas. We're there.
There you go.
Next thing you know, Shea Patterson is coming up to Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
and he was freaking
What's
legit.
crazy is like that's a sale for you, kind of, but it's almost like you're actually like thinking about the kid at the same
Oh,
time.
absolutely. No,
You're like,
and there are
and-
differences,
and like
right?
you're doing it for the dad too,
Absolutely. Dude, I would have parents from arbitrary, let's say, Boise.
Yeah.
There'd be parents in Boise that would ask me, they get me, because I'm walking the camp, doing the camp, and they sit there and go, hey, my husband's getting transferred to Dallas for a job, right?
Yeah.
Son's like a tweener receiver, right? So they've already slotted him for a slot receiver. And this is back in the Edelman, that kind of shit days,
dude,
right?
yeah.
And so
That's where they got to make a name for themselves.
Right. So
Yeah.
he's not big, but he's a middle receiver. So where do you think, what school district would be good for us? And I'd be like, wait a minute, you're fixing to move from Boise to Dallas, and you're going to make your decision not on the school district and all homes and all that other stuff, but what's your playing time for your son going to be?
There you
Should he
go.
go to South Lake or Allen?
How
It's
much
like
money are you making, motherfucker?
yeah, I'd be like, and I'm looking at, because we go around to the coaches and talk to the coaches, going, look at the kids, and they'd rank them, and
Yeah.
we'd know like who kid. And I'd go and look at this kid, and this kid's not even in like top 10. I'm like going, you may want to go to North Dallas High School.
There you go, dude. Yeah, go.
No shot against North Dallas High School. It's a great school.
Yeah.
But God, but the people are making
Smaller pick,
They're making those kind of decisions.
So $400 or $500 for the camp is for some of these people. I mean,
Oh, it's a drop in that. Well, here's how. So it was invitation only, right? So you had to be invited or go through an interview process.
Oh, wow.
And so when I first started out, I'd have to interview people that had gone on the website and said, I want my son. Now, how hard do you think that interview is with
when they're like,
when I'm
we'll
like,
just-
you're trying to convince me your son deserves to be part of this process.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, man, you got any tape? Give me some stats on this kid. What's his grades like? And I'm sitting
everybody's
at
gonna
home.
sell their kid, dude. They're gonna
Absolutely.
sell that out.
Easiest job in my life I've ever had.
Yeah.
Easiest
Like,
job.
do you like your son?
Yeah.
he's in. Let's go.
Yeah,
$500.
right.
Put it in the bucket.
Yeah.
Let's go. Dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was
Sounds fun as hell.
so
dude.
yeah, it was fun, but the money grab was there,
Yeah.
but also it was a legitimate camp.
Yeah.
That was the difference I've seen with other
That's
stuff
cool.
I've
like
seen out
having
there.
being able to like kind of stand behind what you're selling.
Oh,
too,
absolutely.
Right.
And what would crack me up is the people that would send it, get their kid in there, and then the coaches would coach them, and then the dads would come up and coach the kid
On top
against
of
whatever
it,
the coaches. You got Sean Salisbury, #1 pick, USC, Minnesota Vikings, played for 12 years in the league, 14 years in the league,
Yeah.
and he's telling your kid to do something, and he gets done with his rep, comes
But
back
you
behind, and you walk in there going,
flunked
hey,
out of high
yeah.
school and fucking
Yeah, and you're telling your kid, don't listen to that guy.
Oh, wow, dude.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was entertaining.
Oh, you got to see the weirdest and like the just family dynamics around it,
Oh, my
dude.
God.
Dude, football, and that was one thing actually about that movie, Friday Night Lights, that I really liked was like they kind of brought in that toxic side of it too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there is a lot of that. Of like, I mean, football, it's it's America's game. It's the end all be all. Like, but if you put a kid in that and like you force them through it and stuff, like that can really fuck a kid up, dude. And I feel, and that's kind of I feel like where you were thinking about like with Cade, but I don't think you were doing anywhere near like you didn't do like irreparable damage to your kid or anything like
God,
that.
I hope not. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
time will only tell.
Yeah. No, and I didn't. But that's what I felt like at that moment.
You felt like what's his name, Tim McGraw? Or,
Tim McGraw.
Yeah, in fucking Friday Night Lights. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. No, it was. But it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, it happens more often. And if you don't believe it, I got a guy who handles the finances for my mom and dad.
Okay.
Financial advisor, whatever. They live up in Denton,
Yeah.
and he's got a kid at Crum,
Crumb.
4A,
Holy
3A,
shit,
4A.
dude! I actually know somebody that lives in.
Do you?
Crumb.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So my mom and dad
of all 500 people that live in fucking
so,
Crumb,
so my mom and dad are getting older, and they're like going, and they've introduced me to their financial guy, and they're like, hey, he's got a son. He's like a linebacker, running back, right? Small school, so you play both ways, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, hey,
that's
and
real
they know
football
my-
right there, brother.
they know my background, right? They know my background, or the dad does.
They know you got ties.
So he's like, he goes, my dad says it'd be good if you go to a game, trying to build a relationship with me and his financial advisor. I said, let's go.
There you go.
So we go up there, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and we get us a hot dog, and my dad talked us in. We didn't even have to play to get into the damn game. It was
There
fun.
you go,
It was
dude.
funny. Bull magic. So
I swear to God, yeah.
so we're sitting up there.
all
And,
that shit your dad kept from you,
right. So we're watching, and so two or three things happen. One, I look across and I hear some gal I went out with a few years back, Psycho. Her boys are playing on the team we're playing with, Caddo Mills. She's not Psycho. Good gal. We didn't get along. My fault just as much as hers.
Yeah.
But I'm like going, what are the odds? This is the game. Her kids are playing, and they're athletes. They're good.
Yeah.
But Crum just thumps them, right?
Oh, shit.
It's like it's typical 4A ball game, like 73 to 48.
No, yeah,
it's like boom. But they got a stud quarterback. But his boy, the guy's son, is a baller, man. Linebacker, making plays.
he should be playing in 5
Good
or 6,
technique. I mean, running back. A couple times he got in running back. He wasn't started running, but I mean, he's an athlete.
Yeah.
A lower D1, any JC, I mean,
Oh,
they
he murdered JC,
they
yeah.
jump on his ass, right? But he's a. Here's what I said about like used to TCU.
What? How old is this kid you're talking about?
He's
17?
a junior,
Okay.
junior in high school. But I mean, he's legit. So my dad's I go get the car, pick my mom and dad up. We're leaving. He goes, so what do you think? I said, the kid can get college paid for.
There you go.
I said, there's no doubt.
That's a fucking statement right
I said,
there.
Joe,
in and
it's
of
just a
itself.
matter of, is the kid's expectation and the parent's expectation higher than what the kid's is? Because I've seen kids get offers, and they're like, no. and they'll go to another, like a military school or somewhere else to get another year eligibility to get a D1 look.
Yeah.
Rather than just accept what you got. Because the NFL will draft a kid at the second level nowadays a lot more than they used to. But I told them, I said, you tell him the hot dog was good and his son's good. And that he can absolutely, and if he wants to go play, I said, I don't have the connections at the D1 level except at Ole Miss, Michigan, Texas, a couple other spots.
Yeah.
I can help it.
McConaughey boys or what?
Huh?
Is that you and McConaughey boys?
Hey. No, not at all. I'd love to be.
There you go. Hell yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
But I know enough people. I know a guy I worked with at FBU. His son played 4 years at UT and went to play for Buffalo for 4 years, 5 years.
There you go. Hell yeah.
So I got, Anthony Williams. So I know people I can call and go, hey, tell him to take a look at this guy's tape. Yeah. I did.
Why the fuck do I know that? Hold on. Defensive player?
No, that's the dad, Anthony Williams.
Okay. Yeah, that's older. That's further on. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, in that business, it's so nomadic. I mean, guys, if you talk to a coach, he's been at 8 places.
Oh yeah.
And through those 8, you talk about the 4 degrees or whatever of Kevin Bacon. NFL is like 1 degree.
Oh yeah.
Because if you talk to one coach, he knows everybody through 4 degrees. Yeah.
Because he probably fucking started. He probably did his high school coaching in fucking Florida, and then they moved him over to South.
Hey,
South
equipment
Florida.
manager, I'm 1 degree from Bob Stoops.
That's crazy.
National champion,
yeah.
right? So, and his whole coaching staff and it's like, it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
And if you were good at whatever you did in that organization, there's credibility established.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing about like a Stoops type organization too. Is like real recognized real. Like if you're the best janitor out there, he's gonna see you kind of.
Yeah.
That was one thing I noticed about him just from like him coming into the bar.
Right.
Like he'd come into like
Bob came into Boomers? Really?
He came into Boomer Jack.
Shocker.
Yeah, dude. He'd come in there and he'd have lunch.
Dude, I was sitting in there one time waiting for Bob and Matt to come in.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And there were some guys over at the end, the very end of the bar.
They were like, "Can you introduce?"
No,
us to
they were
Bob Stoops,
talking.
please?"
They were talking stuff, and I got there a couple minutes before them. And so I'm sitting there, and they're talking, and they're like, "Bob, this, that," and they're like, "Y'all know
Bunch
Bob?"
of fucking Texans out here talking shit, huh?
I was like, going,
Ooh,
"You guys know
sons of
Bob?"
bitches.
Yeah, he was in here one time. Really? Oh, fuck, that's cool as shit. Like, that's badass. So Bob and Matt walk in, they were like high-fiving with me and everything.
Yeah.
I looked at those guys, and they're like, "You motherfucker."
Who the hell are you, dude?
They had no idea, and I didn't tell them.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Dude.
but
That's a good feeling right there,
that was a good boomer. I call it boomerangs, but that was a good boomer jacks.
Boomerangs. Hell
Well,
yeah.
because I always end up back there. It's like a boomerang.
Dude, I need to get the marketing team on that shit because that is amazing.
Thank you.
Damn, dude. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers to, honestly, I think we're probably going to call it here in a second, but thank you for just a great interview and like getting me kind of back on track. Just, there's been so much going on in life and like with the podcast itself, and like I just haven't done one of these like actual interviews in a while.
Yeah.
And this was
There's been a lot of shit
one
going
of the
on.
better ones that I've honestly ever done.
Really?
Yes, this has been awesome.
Awesome. I appreciate
You're
that.
the fucking coolest, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, let's have us a beer. We're gonna hop off here. The rest of this is just for us. And you guys can catch this episode wherever you find Life at Detours, Spotify, all that stuff. You guys enjoy. Have a good night. We love you.
Amen.